Every time I have trouble with this microphone when I first plug it in. How are we doing? We doing all right, folks? Jesus, there's already 100 of you. What's going on? Where have you all come from? There we go. You all right? Morning. What morning? It's 2:56 in the afternoon. I didn't just wake up. Anyway, how we doing? We doing all right, chat? We doing well? We doing having good afternoons? Hopefully so. Got a few familiar faces down in chat there. We got somebody called Mad Rago, J-Bar, never seen them before in your life. Also got Lemberg, we've got Spans, Alex the Thief, who isn't subbed, watching you. Cool, right, okay, fucking hell, yeah, we're going to do some Cold Waters. I'm sorry that I'm an hour late. I usually live stream sort of anywhere between 1 and 2 and then play for a few hours. I was looking at Armour, playing some more Armour again. And I was thinking of maybe Zeusing a TVT mission, but I was just playing with which faction I wanted to go with. I'm planning on sort of a, not a Middle Eastern setting. Well, yes, a Middle Eastern setting, but more, I want to have like some sort of Western, I say Western power. The Irish, I want to have the Irish Guard fighting some Taliban insurgents, but I haven't decided whether I want to do it in like a Middle Eastern city, because we've got a few city maps, or whether I wanted to do it off in the desert kind of thing, wanting to have them like fighting in the mountains. So I'm giving that some thought. Yep, sleepy bastard, that's me. Have I ever read the book Red Storm Rising? No, I don't read. I can barely read English when it comes down to like a short block of text on this game here. I can't sub at this moment. A bit of a problem over here. Next month I'll be able to sub. Yeah, no worries, mate. That's what. Thank you very much. Yes, people aren't quite used to the fact that we've got sub icons. Yeah, neither am I, as it happens. I think you might really like it. Okay, fair enough. I shall endeavour to read it at some point. If there's an audiobook, I will I'll have it narrated to me by Stephen Fry or something like that. Anyway, yes, so we're going to be doing a little bit. I actually wanted to do the words. I wanted to do the. It's any second. It's on the tip of my tongue. 1984 Russian campaign. That's it. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I was like, I wanted to call them Reds. No, I must read it on stream. I have to narrate it to you people. We'll do a bedtime stream then. Dark Rush 19 has just subscribed. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome aboard, my friend, with a tier 1 submarine there. It's very kind of you. Read to us, Daddy. Yeah, Russian. Yeah, the Russian campaign. Or the NATO campaign. They're both NATO campaigns, but that's all right. Cool. So, let me just make sure I've got everything closed that we're not using, which is that, and that. Okay. You'll also have to let me know if the stream is quiet, whether I'm quiet, whether it's quiet, whether you want me to turn myself up. One thing that is going to drastically improve the quality of the audio is if I actually put the mic in front of my mouth. Like, that's going to be... Listen to the difference that's made. Like, I should probably do it more often, to be honest. Right, what I'll do, I'll put the mic here, and I'll shuffle my monitors left and right a little bit, because otherwise it covers up the screens. There we are. That's that. There we go. So, just like so. Excellent. Let's get everything set up on the second monitor. Bombasti, didn't you just say that you couldn't sub this month? How very dare you, sir. That's alright. Well, welcome aboard, sir. Oh, it's been gifted to him, beg your pardon, by Dark Rush. I take it all back, Bombasti. We love you all the same. Okay, Dark Rush, thank you very much for the sub, and yeah, excellent. You should try the 50 Shades of Grey series in audiobook. Is that narrated by Stephen Fry as well? Cool. So, Cold Waters, let me load up the game here. Like I say, we're going to be doing a fresh 1984 campaign. I think I'm going to be rolling in the Sturgeon. I don't play the Sturgeon very often, if at all. I'd probably say, alongside the Permit class, it's one of my least played submarines. So, I'm going to roll with the Sturgeon class during this stream. Hope that's forgivable. Here we are. Should all be ready to go. Excellent. Right, so campaign 1984, North Atlantic, that's the one. North Atlantic 1984 campaign, overwrite and yes. The submarine we're going to be taking out on the water today is this, nuclear class attack submarine Sturgeon. Okay, it's a 4,600 ton submarine, 89 metres in length. Thank you very much, Querto. I missed the star badge, I know. You wanted all... you wanted the badges for A. You've actually got the Black Bear, Querto. You're one of a handful of people that's actually up to Black Bear with the 9-month sub, so it's better than the star. It's not, is it? No, we want the star. We'll bring the star back. Sturgeon isn't Russian. Nope. Sturgeon is not Russian. It's yeah. In this case, it's an American nuclear attack submarine. So yes, it's only got a top speed of 25 knots, but it's got a decent test depth of 1,300 feet, which is not carried over to the Los Angeles. The Los Angeles just can't go as deep as that. So we're going to take the Sturgeon class out, 25 knot top speed. Again, it's not the fastest submarine in the world, but it is reasonably well equipped for the time. In service since 1967, this class formed the backbone of the US attack submarines during the Cold War until the mid-80s. Stealthy, manoeuvrable, and with an excellent sonar suite, these boats can match up to any but the very latest Soviet submarines. Their only drawback is their comparatively low speed. So the Sturgeon class for the era is quite a jack of all trades. It's not the most advanced nuclear attack submarine, but it was pretty much in the prime back in its day, which means even now it's about 10 years out of, roughly 10 years old by the point of the 1984 campaign. It's still very much capable of fighting the equivalent nuclear attack boats on the Russian side. So we should have some fun with this one. So we're going to jump into this one here. Effective immediately, you are hereby assigned command of Sturgeon-class submarine, the Archerfish, SSN 678. Congratulations and good luck in your new command. So we're in the Archerfish. Let's snipe some fools. How am I going to survive work today, Rek? I have no idea. I wish you the best of luck. So, again, I'm not going to read the newspapers. I imagine most of you are well versed in cold waters by now. The long and short of it is that those damn Ruskies are at it again, and they've invaded Western Europe. And it's our job as a nuclear attack submarine working for the NATO side to try and halt and heckle. Halt and heckle. It's a strategic military term. Halt and heckle the Soviet Navy as opposed to ground assets. Now, we could be doing some TLAM strikes on Soviet harbours and bases, but for the most part we're going to be doing Navy work, sinking ships, sinking submarines, that kind of thing. What happened to the Seawolf campaign? It's still there, Noam. I just didn't fancy playing in the South China Sea. I wanted to see some Ruskans. I wanted to see some Rusky boats, so we're going to play here. It's a little bit easier as well, which helps. Because apparently I'm terrible. How did I get into this kind of game, Dark Rush? I really like submarines, as it goes. I'm actually a sort of a... I wouldn't... You know how people like tanks and maybe some people like aircraft? I really like submarines. From the theatre, from the art of war. Sun Tzu, I think. Anyway. Basically, I don't know. It's one of those ones. I like big tubes under the water. And they're very cool. They played a major part during the Cold War. In fact, I'd probably say that they were the fundamental weapon of the Cold War, maybe alongside the nuclear, threat to each side. So they're honestly an incredibly interesting. I mean, you don't really hear anything about the submarines. You hear a lot about, like different tanks and Allied tanks and different, Russian aircraft and Allied. You don't really hear that much about submarines, and that's because they were doing their job. Obviously, submarine warfare is an incredibly stealthy, covert, and dangerous line of work. And the fact that we don't really know a huge amount about submarine operations during the Cold War means that they were probably up to some stuff that they shouldn't have been doing here and there. Maybe going into waters that probably and definitely didn't belong to them, and maybe getting a little bit close to home. So yeah, it's the fact that we know very sort of little about most submarine operations, even then, let alone now, but even then, is kind of should contrast to the kind of work that they did, and so it's incredibly cool to read about. So our first mission of the day, Junior N30 says, listening while at work. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, sir, and welcome to your 5th month, sir. Excellent stuff. You've got the brown. You've got the darker brown bear. You got the normal bear, and you got the dark brown bear. Dark brown bear. Listening while at work. Keep up the good work, and thank you very much for your tier 1 sub and 5 months. By that logic, 007 is the worst spy that ever lived. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The problem with 007 is that he had a camera crew following him around.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Citrus Jerry as well, sir. Whoa, 6 months. Anyone else have you seen the Long Dark update? I'm barely stringing my words together here, just bear with me. Have I seen the new Long Dark update? I'm intentionally not trying to read too much into the Long Dark update. I know the basics. I know that there's been a new province introduced, and I know that cooking is now a thing. Like, rather than just clicking a button, you have to keep an eye on stuff so that it doesn't get fucked up, as it were. Which is fine for us because we never really need to cook anything. We're already like at the top of our game there. So yeah, I know it exists, but I'm staying somewhat ignorant to it to, you know, increase the adventure and the awe that I'll feel when I actually find stuff. Mistyped that a lot, yeah, no worries, but naming it the Long Dank was intentional. Excellent. Right, so, tactical situation. It's the 9th of December 1984, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. An enemy cruise missile submarine is transiting southward in the Norwegian Sea towards the Atlantic convoy routes. You must sink it. This enemy sub is believed to be a nuclear-powered Oscar or Charlie, and it may have an SSN, which is just a normal diesel boat, escort. So locate and sink the cruise missile submarine. So we've instantly got a high priority target. So it's transiting through the south of the Norwegian Sea. So it's going to be hugging the coast of North Norway, and we're going to have to try and intercept it. Whether we get it in shallow water is going to be a little bit interesting, but we'll find out how it goes. Here is an enemy submarine probing into our waters here. Right, we've landed our intercept. We're coming in from the south. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 044. Designate Sierra 1. XO reports depth is at 600 feet, heading 100. Speed is 20 knots. Local conditions are overcast with a moderate breeze and a strong surface duct, very strong surface duct, and strong thermal layer are at 205 feet below the surface. It is the 10th of December. It's taken 2 days to get to our site, and it is 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, all hands to battle stations, and rig ship for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Sierra 1 contact has faded. Slowing down now. We'll be bringing it down to 5 knots. Last known contact of Sierra 1 has faded. All we know is that it's at bearing 44, which is about there. There we go, we got him.
044. Designated Sierra 1.
Estimated range to target is very close.
Conn, sonar, new contact bearing 080. Designated Sierra 2.
Let's begin trying to identify our contact here. Let's start with submarines. Could be a Charlie. Looks like we got a Charlie 1 instead of an Oscar. SSGN, nuclear-powered cruise missile submarine. Mark.
Conn, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, Sierra 2 is likely an escort or a fishing boat of some kind. It looks like merchant shipping, actually, because it's barely holding close formation. Yeah, here we go. Pretty much merchant shipping. It's a trawler. Trawler Mark.
Conn, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
Let's check submarine contacts, just in case we've got a rogue submarine. Nope. Okay. It's green light. That's likely civilian shipping. Okay, so we're stalking the Charlie class. Let's take a look at its weapons outfit. Charlie 1. Okay. So, 5,000 tons, 96 metre submarine, only can go a little bit faster than us at 26 knots, so we've basically got the same speed. It's got a low frequency passive sonar array and a medium frequency active sonar array. We've got snoop tray radar and set 65 torpedoes. Interesting. Target is at 4.7 thousand yards. We're going to continue on course. Oh, stay hydrated, but I didn't actually fill up Joe's water bottle here. I may have to fill that up at some point. Jimbo in chat there says, stay aware for spooky water wolves, or they might give me a big spook. It's normally torpedoes that I don't detect until they're right on top of me, or ones that are dropped by helicopters. They tend to scare me the most. Also, hello there to Norbe 2L. It could be anything, folks. I'm not entirely sure what that name is, but we'll go with it. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome to the chat. I'll give you a friendly wave back. Submarines are awesome. I want to buy this game, but the price is pretty steep. Yes, it's because they released the South China Sea campaign. Hello, the Charlie class is on an intercept course. That's quite bad. Holy shit. Yeah, the Charlie's coming right for us. Helm. Come left, bearing 026.
Come left to 026. Helm aye.
He's coming right for us. What's the estimated depth of the target? He's shallow. We're going to go deep. Dive. Take us down to 1,300 feet.
Make depth 1300 feet. Dive high.
He's going to come right fucking past us, so we need to make sure he doesn't detect us. And then we're going to fire into his baffles. We're going to go underneath him. We got full drop on the... nearly full drop on the planes. Minus 20 degrees on the planes. We got minus 30 pressure on ballast. So we've got negative pressure, which means we're sinking. We've nosed down, so that we've got our forward momentum helping us propel us into the water here. Ideally, the Charlie would change course here, but there's no guarantee. Okay, maneuvering. Turn the screws for 2 knots.
Make turns for 2 knots. Maneuvering aye.
As soon as this low frequency passive meter dips to either 0 or +1, the
Conn,
enemy will
helm,
likely have a
steady
bead
course.
on us in this weather, because the ambient noise is quite low at 83 decibels. Sonar, take a sounding. Total water depth is at 1,900 feet.
Conn, maneuvering. Making turns for 2 knots.
Making turns for 2 knots, Again, the reason I'm slowing us down so much is because I need my propeller, and therefore my engine room, to be making as little noise as possible. I need to be running virtually silent, which means shutting down all non-essential machinery, which is why we're running the ship for silent running, and we're slowing the engines down to a 2-knot crawl.
Oh, yeah.
Noam553, thank you very much, sir, with the Tier 1 submarine. Enjoy your sub-icon, mate. And the emotes as well. And welcome to the crew. Lovely. Okay, so we're down here now at about 1,100 feet, transitioning over to 1,200 feet now. Okay, we're going to turn the screws for 1 knot.
Make turns for 1 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Okay, we're now crawling. Now, unfortunately, submarines do have a certain amount of background ambient noise, normally created by the pumping system used to cool. Thank you very much, Tyrandus, there, for your Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much, mate.
1 knots.
Yeah, sorry. Basically, there's a certain amount of ambient noise given off by at least nuclear attack submarines from the circulation of coolant through the reactor. All of the pumps and things needed to keep the reactor cool do unfortunately create a level of background noise that is detectable. So even if we come to a dead stop, we could still be detected through our ambient signature. Helm come right, bearings 063.
Come right to 063. Helm aye.
Sorry there, just having a thunk. Alex the Thief, what is your opinion on city builders and strategy games? I like city builders, but I can never build cities that look nice. I can build you the most efficient grid you've ever seen, but I can't make it look nice, and I think that's part of the trick, is making city builders look good. In terms of strategy games, I'm bad at them. I have to play a strategy game a lot to basically build up memory muscle. Like, I'm not very good at reacting uniquely to situations. I'm very much somebody that, oh, this is a thing, this is the counter to that thing, therefore I will build that thing. I don't do much thinking on my feet when it comes to strategy games. And it basically means that I do get dicked on when I try new ones. We're now very deep. 1,300 feet and holding. There's that Charlie class. Okay, all stop.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We're now at all stop. Get ready to fire on my mark. Target is shallow. Is target shallow? Target is shallow. So we'll get ready to set a weapon for surface search, active homing. It could be very dangerous. There he is. Target acquired. Realign the rudder. Target is pulling 10 knots. We're going to get ready and wait. -1. Oh, we're dancing on the line here, folks. I did. I killed the Where the Emotes meme. I kill most memes.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much to C2Z, or Z2C even, Dingo. Mr. Dingo himself. Why is my subscription cancelled? Twitch, please. No idea, sir. But enjoy your 4 months, your all the icons and everything like that. You've had access to the icons for ages, let's be honest here. Why is my subscription cancelled? I have no idea. Okay, so like I say, we're holding here as quietly as we possibly can, as deep as we can go. Center the rudder. We're currently at a dead stop, 0 knots. If we're moving at a less than 1 knot current. Okay, we're now in the +1, +2. Target doesn't look to be Target looks to be changing course, ever so slightly. No. Target's staying on the straight and narrow. We'll see. We'll see how he responds. Low frequency, passive of 4. He's going to come right over us. Now again, it could be that the target, because he is above the thermal layer here, the very strong surface duct, that his sonar suite isn't able to penetrate this far into the water, though I don't know how long that's going to give us cover. I think as he gets closer, our chance of staying hidden drastically diminishes. So we're going to stay down here and see how it goes. If he makes any speed or course changes, you'll see that his course is locked at 328 in the bottom left there in the second column, where all of the numbers are. His CSC is locked in at 328, which means he isn't changing course. He's also pulling 10 knots, which means his sonar suite isn't as sensitive as it could be. He doesn't know we're here currently. Aegis Gaming, thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your Twitch Prime submarine. Soviet is now also hosting us. 559 people. What the hell are you doing here, folks? You can bugger off. We're playing submarine games here. Well, no, you can stay. You're welcome to stay. It's passive only. That's if he goes active. At passive only, that is. If he goes active, shoot. Correct. Absolutely correct. If he goes active, you can see the number on the right here, where it says, "Oh, hello. Course is changing." It could just be a course adjustment. He's not speeding up, and he's not fired a torpedo. We're going to play a game of chicken here. We're going to try and hold our own. It's quite a smooth curve, as if you set the rudder to 5. Yeah, it's quite a smooth curve, as if you set the rudder.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much to Woodscrap. Conn Sonar notification. Resub is classified as 2 months. Thank you very much, Mr. Woodscrap. And yes, welcome aboard, sir. That's an active sonar blip. Fire. 2-1. Activate it.
Conn Sonar. Launch transient from Sierra 1.
Gotta bring it up to the surface. All ahead flank cavitate. 25 knots.
Turns for 25 knots. Maneuvering eye. Conn Sonar. Noisemaker bearing 0-1 bore.
The enemy submarine is just above us there. Bringing it round on his ass.
Conn, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Conn Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. last bearing 334. Contact breaking up.
Hit him on the stern. Just absolutely jammed his propeller. Slow us down to 5 knots, please,
Make
manoeuvring.
turns
Drop out of silent
5
running.
knots.
Reload a Mark
Maneuvering
48 in tube 1. Where is the bastard? Helm bring us left bearing 357.
Helm left to 357. Helm aye.
Can't see him in the murky water, but he's there.
Maneuvering, making turns for
He's
5
sinking out.
knots.
You just see an oil slick on the surface. Let's give it a few blasts of active sonar, see whether we can find any other ships lurking now that we've given our position away. Switch to active search.
Conn sonar, switching to active search.
There we go. That trawler's pinged up. Oh. There he is. Can you see that? Sinking? Down he goes. Taking on a hell of a lot of water at the stern. Going ass down.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Conn, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Do one eye. Okay. Release ship from active soning. Switch to passive search.
Conn sonar, switching to passive search.
Dive. Make depth 400 feet. We're going to come back shallow.
Make depth 400 feet, dive aye.
Maneuvering. Turn the screws for 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering
That's
aye.
patrol speed. I'm pretty comfortable that there's no other submarines here. I'm pretty sure that Charlie has come alone.
10.
He's sunk all of the way down to 1900 feet. The fact that he hasn't imploded.
Yeah.
Azure Sea Knight, thank you very much, sir, for the tier 1 sub there. For 5 months in a row. Thank you very much, mate. You've nearly got your, I think, is it the, I can't remember, is it 6 months or 3 months that you get the black bear or the brown bear? I think it's, I can't remember. Is it the black bear at 6 months? That's it. I think it's black bear at 6 months, and then you've got, oh, I don't even remember. I think it's 6 months and then 1 year. That's right. Yeah, it's 6 months. That's right. So enjoy. Well, it'll be next month, sir. Your black bear. You've got that all to look forward to. So I like that chat knows what my icons are, and I don't. That should tell you everything you need to know. Right. Okay. So in terms of the submarine here, the fact that it's not imploded down here at 1900 feet means that there was virtually no air or no pressure left in the submarine, which means the water taken on at the stern has caused catastrophic flooding. So this Charlie class, probably everyone aboard was killed either by the explosion or the impact or by the subsequent flooding. The fact that we're down here and it's not smashed itself like an egg means that the ship was already full of water when it went past crush depth. So that's something to know. What's my sub count? Oh, we've only killed 1 so far, JWH. Kappa face. Cool, Joe the Professional. Yeah, fucking don't get that out of here. No professionals here. Right, so we're up at 400 feet now. Nice and easy. We're going to give another few blasts of active sonar from shallow.
Conn sonar, switching to active search.
Conn, dive at 400 feet, dive aye.
Send another one to make sure it's dead. Could do, but I probably won't. I need to hang on to my torpedo inlet, or my torpedoes.
Conn sonar, switching to passive search.
Switching to passive search, aye. Weapons nearby, mark, stand by. We've got hostile weapons. Slow us down to 5 knots. Let's see whether they're on
Make
us.
turns for
Let's
5
tiptoe above the
Maneuvering
layer,
aye.
shall we? Dive, make depth 200 feet.
Make depth 200 feet, dive aye.
Conn maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
Yeah, exactly. Some guy from the console's got it pretty much right there. Test depth is the deepest that the submarine has been tested to go, as in, like, that is the deepest point that the engineers believe that the submarine can operate to, based on its construction and so on. Any deeper than that is possible, but not safe. Okay, so we're now transiting the layer. We'll have a few blasts of active sonar as we come above. Hello to Gonev22, you're new here, sir. Welcome aboard. Let's fire a few blasts of active sonar, see whether anything's up here.
Conn, Sonar, switching to active search.
Oh, yeah.
The Mank Deems. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Cheers, mate. Have you seen Das Boot? Yes, I have seen the film, the theatrical release. I've not, however, seen the Duha, the full like series where they had like loads and loads of episodes. Okay.
Conn, Sonar,
Release ship from
switching to
active search. Put us back to passive, and let's get out of here. So the USS Archerfish SSN 678 in the vicinity of the Norwegian Sea, 10th of December, 2 o'clock in the morning. You have no contact. Ready to leave the area. Orders, sir, are to leave combat. Okay, after action reports. Enemies engaged. Charlie 1, sunk. Weapons remaining are 11 Mark 48s, 3 MOSSs, and 18 UGMs. Not a large torpedo room in the Sturgeon, bear in mind. Only 11 torpedoes left. We only could take 12 with us. Something to consider. Okay. From Comsublant, or from the Commander-in-Chief of the Atlantic Fleet, mission update. Fine work in dealing with those boats, Commander. Your contribution to the war effort will make transit for our convoys a lot safer, and supporting the troops on land is what the Navy is all about. Keep it up, Commander. Stand by for additional orders. Copy that. Okay, so we got our newspaper clipping for the day. On the 10th of December, God, they got that newspaper out quick. Convoys protected. Incidents involving attacks on transatlantic convoys by hostile submarines in and around the Norwegian Sea have rapidly diminished. An anonymous spokesperson suggested increased NATO submarine operations in the area are a contributing factor. However, the Pentagon has denied such claims. Without the threat of attack from submarines, transatlantic crossings are becoming more efficient and suffering fewer losses. If this improved influx of supplies and war materials can be sustained, NATO forces will be in a position to take the fight all of the way back to the Iron Curtain. Not too bad, eh? Not too bad. So how does the passive search work? Basically, passive search, Junaid, is basically just using hydrophones and basically audio equipment to listen for engine noise or mechanical sounding, either engines or the sound of cooling from the power plants on the ships and things and the boats. Bird Peck of Power, thank you very much, sir, for the tier 1 sub. Welcome aboard, mate. Yeah, so it's one of those ones. Basically, passive search works just by listening and seeing if an enemy vessel is running loud enough that you can pick them out against the ambient noise of the ocean, and then use that to triangulate their position using what's known as target motion analysis. I'll explain that if you want, just ask. In regards to active sonar, on the other side of the coin, I'm pretty sure everyone's seen some kind of flash animation at some point of how active sonar works, but essentially the submarine in question, the one that's doing the active sonar, sends out an enormous blast, an incredibly loud blast of sound. And what it does is it waits to see if that sound bounces off something and then reflects back at the submarine's sonar array. Now, if there's nothing there, sonar doesn't reflect off water, really. Not really. I know in some cases it does, but active sonar doesn't reflect off of anything that isn't there, and it needs something, say, metal to reflect off of. So the sound hits an enemy target, and then it's got to make the return journey. So it's relatively short range in terms of naval engagements. So active sonar is quite a short range, quite a loud, quite an obvious way to detect vessels, because if you detect somebody who's quite close to you, the sound has got enough energy to return, and because it doesn't matter whether the sound hits them, it matters whether the sound is able to travel back to your sonar array to say that it's hit something. If the sound bounces off the boat, the enemy boat, but can't get back to the sonar array, the enemy ship stays hidden. So it's one of those ones. It's basically underwater radar, essentially that, Limburg, yes, if I was going to explain it simply. Can you be my teacher, King Q? Maybe, if you're lucky. Cool. Does it reflect hostile whales? Probably. Probably. Okay, so let's move on here. We've got another mission. Tactical situation. This is on, again, we've got this right after the mission. It's still 2 o'clock, 200 hours. Satellite Recon has revealed an enemy raider group transiting at high speed towards the Soviet coast. We believe a small UNREP force is operating in this area. You are ordered to interdict this group and sink any replenishment ships in the area. You may also get a chance at enemy warships the enemy warships this group intends to support, but the tankers and tenders are your mission target. So a small surface fleet consisting of 1 or 2 boats plus escorts is carrying supplies and materials, say fuel, food, etc., to surface warships operating out by the Soviet coastline. Our job is to cut the logistics off from the warships and sink the mercantile boats providing the supplies. A secondary objective is to sink the warships if we possibly can. We've got to avoid detection from ASW patrols, and we are ROE yellow, which means we can only sink designated targets. So we've got to get over to the Soviet coastline. It's going to be out here by the Barents Sea. Again, we've got to avoid enemy ASWs. We're going to go through the deep water here into the Barents Sea. This blue line I'm crossing at the moment, that's the SOSUS line. So where is this raider group? No visual. We're going to go at patrol speed, 10 knots. We've been intercepted by a hostile submarine. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 297, designated Sierra 1. XO reports that our speed is depth is 1... Speed is 150 knots. Yes, depth is 150, heading is 5, speed is 10. Local conditions are stormy with high wind. No surface duct and a very weak thermal layer at 175 feet. All hands to battle stations, rig ship for silent running.
On sonar, lost contact. Last bear.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rigging ship for silent running. Sonar, take a sounding please. Total water depth is 578 feet. Background noise is 107 decibels. And we've got hostile submarines in the water
Conn,
searching
sonar,
for
new
us.
contact bearing.
We've got Sierra 1 in close proximity.
Designated Sierra 1.
We know they're hostile submarines. Let's see who we're dealing with here. We've got some bits through. Bear with me. Let me just identify this contact. We've got a Foxtrot. No, we don't. We've got a... What submarine is that? That doesn't match the band down here. Nope. Well, that looks like a surface ship. Yeah, that doesn't quite match. Let's look at surface shipping. Yeah, it looks like we've got some Soviet surface shipping, perhaps.
Conn, sonar,
Okay, so the trawler's come
Sierra
through.
1 is
Thank you very much for the
classified as
250 bits there from iDanielXZ. Hey there, Quebec. First time catching your stream live. Well, I'm glad I can disappoint you for the next couple of hours of your life. Well done. Welcome. You can watch me play a game badly. That's what I do best. Right, let's dip our chin just below the thermal layer here. So we're currently operating at 200 feet, or 150 feet. Let's drop down to 200.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive high.
I want to get the sonar array at the front here below this weak thermal layer and see if there's enemy contacts down below. Now, my objective isn't necessarily to sink this raider, sorry, not the raider group, but this ASW patrol. My plan is really to evade them. The problem is, with the sea state being as bad as it is, the only way that I'm going to detect hostile submarines is to go active, essentially, use active sonar to reveal my position. 250 bits, again, I can't usually catch them live due to time zone differences. Just wanted you to know that I'm a huge fan of the ZF lads from Sydney, Australia. There's loads of Australians. There's loads of Australians. Why do you all watch us English folks? There's got to be some good Australian live streamers. I feel like we don't do you justice. In any case, enjoy your first place, sir, on the bits board there. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoy at least, yeah. This is I wouldn't call this classic ZF content, but I hope you're enjoying it all the same. Also, thank you to Thunderstrike, who looks to have dropped 10 bits at some point. Thank you very much, sir. Do appreciate that as well. Might as well cheer too. Thank you very much. Aussie, that's right. They feel indebted to you Brits creating their colony. I wouldn't be so sure. Excellent. Okay, so in terms of slinking away, that's what I want to do. We're going to stay here at 200 feet and we're going to transit off to the north here. We're going to stay on this course. Turn the screws for 10 knots. Go at patrol speed.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering I.
I want to get out of here if I can.
Conn, maneuvering. Making turns for...
If you hear anything on the passive when it's over 100
knots.
decibels, then the sub is either 5 feet from you or it's a surface contact. Amen. That's why I'm trying to, as it were, GTFO. Because basically, an ASW patrol usually consists of more than one boat. And unfortunately, torpedo evasion in 578 feet of water is just not going to cut the mustard. So I've got to sneak on through. Mr. SWAT Knight in chat there. Okay, we are sitting in a bloody submarine again. Did Quebec finally learn how not to get instantly detected? How very dare you, sir. And thankfully for me, SWAT Knight, there is 107 decibels of ambient noise keeping me hidden. Bearing in mind that our submarine only produces 130 decibels, they've got a 23 decibel window to try and detect our submarine. So we're basically invisible at this point, which is perfect. Just going to slink away. The issue is, if the enemy does fire a weapon at us, we're not really going to know about it until it's right on top of us. Yeah, there's a big horrible storm out on the surface here. Sea state is quite rough. All the waves and the ocean and the swirling of the toilet does make it so that we're pretty much invisible at this point. Those are going to be some famous last words. I'm not so sure. Probably. Definitely famous last words. Knowing nothing about sonar and submarines, how the hell is 130 decibels quiet? It's not just quiet, it's very quiet for the time. You got to remember, this is a nuclear submarine. You know what I mean? Like with we're moving 90 meters of steel tubing at about 10 knots through the ocean. Like 130 decibels for that is very quiet. Very, very quiet indeed. Okay. Still enemy vessels nearby. We got to try and get out of here if we can. Cool. Just got to slink off. Just going to read out what Citrus Jerry said there. Basically, the passive sonar is you listening for any possible noise made by another ship/sub. Engine noise, water moving, etc. If you hear nothing, in this case, because there's a storm that might cover the said noise, you can go active, which means you send out a very high-pitched noise across the water, and whenever it hits something, it will send an echo, so you know that there's something in the water. See, that is a much better explanation than I did earlier. The trawler is trolling you, it's an enemy in disguise, more than likely. Excellent. Apparently, it's only just, apparently Moobot's only just cottoned on that Daniel's new here. Do we have any enemy whales to blow up? You of all SWAT. You of all people. I'm disappointed in you, SWAT, wanting to kill the whales. I don't know where it's. Don't know where your bloodlust has come from. I'm like a crack dealer for you people. Like, where fucking whales are your heroin. I'm like some. I am on the street corner. Well, he is German. True that. I'm not sure what the Germans have against whales. A whale dealer, yeah. For every whale that lives, a puppy dies. Jesus. We've got to get quelling. Got to get quelling. Okay. Still enemies nearby. We're going to continue on course at patrol speed, try and just get away from here. Peck of Power, 150 bits there. Got any more of them whales? Yeah. I've got a limited time emote thanks to the Beck of... What?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell was that? Oh, I see, it's a footy. I got a footy. Look at the emote I got. Thank you very much, Daniel, there, for the sub as well. Jesus, you just got here, you dropped some bits, and you subbed. You're absolutely golden, mate. I love the Australians, personally. Yeah, I got this. Look at that. Amazing. Yeah, fucking, I got a World Cup emote from that, apparently. It depends on the countries. Yep, it's a fez. It's a fucking fez. I'm a very bad drug dealer trying to convince us to stop all the time. Yep, it's true. Jive Crayfish, thank you very much for the 100 bits there, and thank you Mind Spinner for dropping many 1 bits. Hello from Western Aussie land. How many Australians are in here? I've always got loads of Australians in fucking Twitch. I have no idea. Hello Cyber, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the chat. Sorry that there's not something more interesting going on. I'm currently trying to avoid an anti-submarine patrol. I'm not going to engage them because the sea state is too high. New South Wales represent. Swindle is Indian. I can believe that. Let's have a look. Who else is here? Sitting here, eating apples, watching Quebec trying to slip away from a submarine hunting enemy party. Oh yes. Eating apples. Which apples is it, sir? Is it like a Granny Smith? Is it a Golden Delicious? Is it a Pink Lady? You can't just hit us with apple and not tell us which apple it is, good player. You got to tell us. You got to let us know, and we will judge you loudly and often on your decision of apple to eat. So you best get it right. You're a French bastard. Good man. In before Quebec torpedoes you. That's the one. Indeed, a Granny Smith. Small applause. There we go. That's very good. I'm proud of you, son. We got a fucking got a guy that eats Granny Smiths in the chat. Happy days. Another 100 bits from Dingo. Would you believe? South Australia, from Adelaide of all places. Would you believe that Dingo is from Australia? Wouldn't have guessed. Apparently, a lot of Aussies. It's 1 AM here on the east coast of Australia. Excellent. Well, there you go. Fucking, they've got an Aussie. Unbelievable. Right, cool. We got loads of Australians in chat. I should try and find. I should install the more playable subs mod and get you a playthrough in an Aussie submarine. I think there is at least one Australian submarine somewhere. Yeah, it's an Australian raid. That's the one. Almost 1 AM. Should be in bed. God, there is loads of you. Do you guys know if increased water pressure would reduce your speed? No, Cyber. Increased water pressure wouldn't reduce your speed, as such. Would it? I guess it would. It slow you down? I think hydrostatic pressure is probably a little bit different. You need to play as the Jive Turkey class. I could do the disco stew. Greetings from Coventry. A sunny, blistering 21.9 degrees C. Not quite 22 though, is it? Do an Australian accent. For the sake of all the Australians watching, I will spare you my Australian accent. I think some things are best left to the imagination. Just pretend I've got a really good Australian accent, and we'll all live a little happier. Enemy vessels are still nearby. I'm still being stalked. It's not good. Beck of Power, another 150 bits there. Is an Australian submarine 2 guys hiding under a flipped canoe? Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I can imagine that. That's great. I think it's going to be a diesel boat. I don't think they have any nuclear powered submarines. It'll be a diesel boat more than likely. A diesel boat, like they've got one submarine. And it's probably used for fucking hunting down fucking like drug traffickers on the Australian coast rather than for like, you know, military means. A quick a fucking SWAT night. Controversial, my friend. It's not controversial, it's controversial. Did you know that Australia was the 4th country in the world to allow women to serve on submarines in 1988? Did you know that 90% of statistics are made up on the spot? Let that sink in. Wow, it's actually quite interesting. Angavelmar. It's a good RP name. It's good. You've got your Dungeons and Dragons name all set up and ready to go. Pretty sure they were using down for chasing down great whales. Yep. It's pretty good. Let that sink in, KVBM. He found the dad joke in the dad joke. It's dad jokeception. Fucking hell, not even I spotted that. Good man. Let's try again. Still enemies nearby. Nicht gut. I don't doubt for a second, oh god, that the enemies like chasing us. I don't think they'd be able to track us all that well. But it's one of those ones. I can't speed up. I can't really slow down and find them. Well, I could find them with active sonar, but it will just give my position away. And if there's 2 or 3 boats, I'm in trouble, like big trouble. Oh, yeah. Oh, Christ. If it's on the internet, it's true. Abraham Lincoln. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to take a while. Maybe activate some time compression. Yeah, let's speed up time a little bit. Okay, according to the wiki, Collins-class submarines were the first Australian-built submarines and were the most expensive ships to have been built in Australia. I can believe that. I can believe that submarines are expensive. I can get behind that. Hello to energetic. It does say bun. It does. I thought it said burn, and like the R and the N were really close together, but no, it does in fact say bum. It is the German Coast Guard. What are you thinking about? On behalf of any and all Germans watching, I apologise. There you go. That's why we're not showing the Australian accent. Right. Okay. To be honest, everything is expensive in Australia. Yeah, I can believe that. Depends on a modern diesel boat is about 3 million, 300 million even. Oh yeah, just a spare 300 million. Be all right. What is this, Quebec live when I'm here? It never happens. Well, Imperia, you've clearly done something wrong. There we go, we're away. Leave combat. A November and an Alpha, both undetected. Okay, so I do still have a raider group chasing me. Ah, there we go. There's our unrep force, but by Murmansk. There we go. I think I've found my targets. Okay, Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 013. Designate Sierra 1. EXO reports depth is 600 feet. That's going to be inaccurate. Heading is 057. Speed is 20 knots. We're going to bring all hands to battle stations and rig ship for silent running.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Rigging ship for ultra quiet. Total water depth is only 400 feet. We're going to slow down here. There we go.
Bearing 013. Designated Sierra 1.
Let's begin target motion analysis on the target here. Let's check for warships.
Contact bearing 036. Designated Sierra 2.
Getting blasts of active sonar.
Conn sonar new contact bearing 023. Designated Sierra 3.
Agretia. Oh, that's bad.
Conn sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
This is going to be a Krevac or a cannon. Cash in.
Conn sonar Sierra 2 is classified as
and
escort.
This looks like our hostile merchant ship. There we go, an Andazan.
Conn sonar Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
Right. We're going to slow down here. We're going to stay over here. We're going to fire now into the fleet. We're going to go for surface search, passive homing. Firing point procedures, bearing 023, range to enable 5,600 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Sending the weapon away. I'm going to release ship from silent running and reload a Mark 40. Oh, sorry, an MOSS in Tube 4. It's a type of submarine decoy. I want to hit the Andazan, if I can. AP. Personnel. What would AP stand? An MAP stand for in this circumstance? Wouldn't be anti-personnel. Just hit them with a big boat. Hello, hello to everyone in chat there that's just showed up. Ladito, how you doing, mate? Welcome, welcome. But what about the tactical dolphin, Spicky? Who actually knows? Who knows for sure? Okay. Activate this weapon for surface search. Get it to head down the last known bearing, because I believe the Andazan will have stopped. No, the Andazan is now on the move. Stand by. It's moving up to 8 knots. So the Andazan was stopped, but it is now moving again. Looks like it's going to try and accelerate. The torpedo's on target. We've had the Grisha fire a weapon at us. We're going to come right.
Conn, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Come
Okay.
right to 0, 9,
Surface search. We're getting
Helm
ready
I.
to send another weapon. Firing point procedures. Bearing 043. Range to enable 2,800 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 2.
Shoot, tube 2. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. Grisha's pinging us. Got to get for that Andazan. Got to steer these weapons. Got to hold on this course for the moment. In fact, no, we don't. Helm, come left to bearing 318.
Come left to 318.
We're going to try and
Helm
avoid
I.
this torpedo. Need to get on the ass of that Andazan.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, it's going for the Grisha. That I can do. I can live with it going for the Grisha. So it's chasing something. That's what we want. Okay, we're going to ready weapon 2. Let's get it active. Get it searching.
Conn sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 1, 3.
Okay, let's steer weapon 1 back onto the countermeasure. Grisha 3 has been marked. Let's keep it on the straight and narrow.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
Excellent. Weapon countermeasure homing again. Come on, son, you got this. Come on, steer it
Conn,
onto the
fire
target.
control, weapon acquired.
Weapon is not
Conn
acquired.
sonar, Sierra 2.
Krevac
is
1 has
classified
been
as
marked.
Escort.
I'm steering the weapon through the countermeasures.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go, that's going to be a hit. The Grisha's turning in, he's Tokyo drifting. It's a very small boat, the Grisha. He might avoid us.
Conn sonar,
Boom.
lost contact. Sierra 1.
Okay, so that's
last
one less
bearing,
contact
0,
to deal with.
1,
There we
2.
go. He was
Contact
actually quite
breaking up.
close. The Krevac is now making a turn. We're going to adjust the bearing to the target.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much to Mike Lodd there, 12. Don't torp yourself today. I'll do my very best. Stand by. This weapon's now gone active. Helm, bring us
Conn,
left,
helm,
bearing
steady course,
286.
come left to 286. Helm I.
There's that Krevac. The weapon's going to detect him very shortly. So we've gone into torpedo evasion. Steer the weapon onto the Krevac.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
Weapon acquired. Weapon is now coming right up to surface depth, and it is now tracking the boat. The Krevac has obviously seen this ship blow up, and is attempting to turn around and engage from the direction that the torpedo ran in from. We're going to reload a UGM, a harpoon missile, into Tube 1, please. Crew, do that for me. That'd be excellent.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Let's close out this
Conn
power.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing 0, 6, 1.
Same as last time, we're going to try and steer the weapon onto the target, like so. There we are. Whether the Krevac got a torpedo away remains to be
fire
seen.
Control, weapon acquired.
He might not be able to get countermeasures off here. The torpedo's still reasonably far away. He's going full Tokyo drift for this one. He's trying to go full torpedo evasion. Let's switch it to active. Boom.
Sonar lost contact.
Oh, look at the size of that hole.
Last bearing,
Holy
0,
crap.
6, 5. Contact
Dude, that
breaking up.
fucked him up. This is a really big boat. Look at that. That is a catastrophic hull failure right there. That's enormous.
Conn, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Yeah, no way he could have avoided that. Excellent. Reload a Mark 48 in tube 2. Helm, total, well, there. Yeah, sorry. Dive, bring us up to 200, no, bring us up to periscope depth, please.
4,
Dive.
5 feet, dive high.
Krevac shot off in this direction, which is interesting. Helm, come right. Bearing. No, in fact, hold this course, please. The problem is there's an enemy torpedo coming this way, and I don't want it to find me. Helm, come left, bearing 256.
Come left to 256. Helm aye.
Set speed to 10 knots, please. Turn ahead 2/3, 10 knots.
Make turns.
That's ahead
for-
standard, head 2/3.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye. Conn, maneuvering.
What's that? What's
making
what?
turns
Sorry,
for 1,
my
0
exact phrase
knots.
that I said before my first sexual encounter. What was that? What was my first phrase? I don't remember.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Oh, yeah.
Velta Peta, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub,
We are
sir.
cavitating.
Coming up and we're cavitating, that's fine. Turn the screws for 5 knots, please.
Conn, sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay. Let's raise the radar mast.
Conn, maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots.
Okay, the radar mast is live. Here is that tenders and tanker ship. We're now going to fire upon it with righteous fury. Here we go. Firing point procedures, bearing 016, range to enable 9,600 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
Conn, dive at 4, 5 feet, dive high.
So here we go, a harpoon missile. Dispatched. Aimed pretty poorly, actually. I thought it would be a little bit more accurate than that. Hopefully the homing warhead on the harpoon is going to be able to close the gap here. There we go. Homing warhead has found the target. It's going to sweep in, hit it on the stern. Bang.
Sonar lost contact. Master 3, last bearing.
Yep, with no
0,
escort
1,
ships, this
5.
ship was extremely
Contact breaking
vulnerable.
up.
Harpoon hits it on the port side. Jams propulsion, catastrophic flooding on the lower deck. It's already listing quite generously to port. Water coming onto the deck at the stern. She's already screwed. The missile made a 180 degree turn, that's right, yeah. Thank God for the warhead. Thank God for the homing warhead. I think that would be radar guided, wouldn't it? Right, drop the radar mast.
Lower the radar mast.
Dive take us down to 100 feet.
Make depth 100 feet, dive high.
Reload Mark 48 in 2-1. Go. Nothing left than an oil stain. Just an oil stain. An oil stain on the underwear of life. That's the one. Perfect. Down she goes. Forever lost to the ages. Boom. Out of there. Okay. There's enemy weapons nearby, we know that. There's one there. We can now make our turn to avoid it. Helm, bring us right, bearing 061.
Come right to 061. Helm aye.
Excellent. Well, I doubt that they would put an IR sensor on that thing to hunt down ships. Yeah, it's true, it's true. They should put a really sensitive IR sensor on it, because every Russian captain is going to be having a cigar or a cigarette of some sort, and you can use it, an IR sensor, a really sensitive one, to lock onto that. think that's a good idea. I think they've missed opportunity in the Cold War.
Conn, torpedo room 2-1 ready.
Oh dear. So sleepy, but want to watch the stream? No worries, Dan. You last as long as you can, sir. If not, we'll catch you next time, you Aussie bastard. Ooh. When I last looked, Quebec wasn't ZF. When was I not ZF? I've been in ZF for 4 years. It's like I've been in ZF since 2014. I think I'm still ZF. I hope. Am I going to get a P45 through the letterbox? They voted me out. Has it finally happened? Probably. Ooh. DEFCON 5, that's it. I don't sound retarded enough for ZF. A word. Jules Ginnan? How long do you English? That's what I ask everyone that talks in broken English. How long do you English, sir? As if we were organised enough to vote on something like that. It's true. I think they are talking about the mutiny. Who knows? Sometimes I think you are too normal for ZF. You chat. It's like you hardly know me at all. It's devastating. You've been in ZF since you were 16. If your bio is accurate, don't tell anyone. I kept the ruse up. They took me aboard. Oh yeah, I was filthy. I was underage. I didn't tell anyone. It's like one of those ones. My Yahoo Mail account said I was 18. Sorry, Daniel again with the bits there. Thank you very much, mate. Dropping 1,000 bits tonight. Probably the last bit from me. Gonna lie on my bed. Beg your pardon, I missed that. Lie on the bed with the stream on. Night Quebec and chat. No worries, Daniel. I'll toodaloo, sir. Interstellar Fancy Man, yeah, no worries, mate. Welcome aboard. Yes, that's the ruse, isn't it? Done. It's Dundesh. It's I'm ZF, but I'm not Canadian. Ooh. Still got enemy weapons nearby. Let's speed up time a little bit. I'm not expecting any of the hostile contact. God, that ship's taking ages to sink. But look at that. The Grisha is kind of... It's obviously totally shagged, but the it's kind of like equaled out. Quite cool. Yeah, it's not quite sunk. There's going to be like Castaway. There's going to be a few people living on there. That's a hell of a list. I'm surprised it's not sunk. I really am. It will only be a matter of time, though. The pressure will eventually cause the ship to list. It will eventually sink. He says. No, it just doesn't look to be going. No, isn't that a thing? Lovely. Another few bits there. I thought you were going, sir. A bit more because this man... Beg your pardon, I missed that. This man has the voice of a legend. Night for real this time. Good night, sir. That's no worry. The man of a legend, a myth. You could even call it divine. Okay, we can leave combat. Let's get out of here. Grisha 3, Krivak 1, and Andazan M. All contacts engaged and destroyed. Weapons remaining: 9 Mark 48 torpedoes, 3 MOSSs, and a UGM-84. 11th of December 1984 at 1300 hours. Mark. Good mission. Good to hear you intercepted and destroyed the enemy replenishment resources. Keep up the good work. Further orders will be transmitted on this downlink. New orders coming on this downlink soon. Okay, just repeat yourself. Cool, that's from the Commander-in-Chief of the Atlantic Fleet. Let's move on. Okay, so we get a newspaper clipping of the day. Navy moves in. NATO warships and submarines have taken up several new strategic positions, including some around the Soviet coastline, in response to significantly reduced naval activity. Sources close to the Pentagon say that the war is taking a heavy toll on enemy naval operations and their supply lines continue to be heavily strained. Recent NATO gains at sea have decreased the number of warships needed to maintain control in several regions. Many of these vessels have been rapidly reassigned to escort duties to better protect convoys carrying much needed arms, armour and men from the United States to the United Kingdom. So, because we've attacked the logistics of the Soviet Navy, the Soviet Navy is not able to keep enemy warships operating in as, not necessarily as much, but the frequency of the ships that they're able to run is much less because they're able to get less and less supplies to their warships in the field. So, in doing that, reducing the amount of enemy warships that are in the field, it means that more NATO warships stationed at NATO bases and so on around the Western European theatre are able to go to the Atlantic Ocean and escort ships outside of the theatre of war across the Atlantic and protect them from Soviet submarines and cruise missile submarines. So that's good. We've made a key strategic play here. Let's continue. Okay. It's the 11th of December at 1300. As soon as we finished the mission, a new mission came down the pipe. Looks like they've had these saved up for us. Tactical situation. Satellite photos show that an enemy carrier task force is preparing to sail from Murmansk. Intelligence estimates indicate they will take a conservative patrol within the vicinity of the Norwegian Sea, perhaps approaching Narvik, before striking out into the Atlantic. You are ordered to intercept and destroy this task force, especially the aircraft carrier. An enemy escort of surface combatants and or attack submarines should be expected.
Yeah.
Primary objective. Thank you very much to Mito Gatorau, I think I'm saying that right, for the tier 1 sub there. Thank you very much, mate. And Mentor Rose, for hosting us with 3 viewers. That's very kind of you, sir. So the primary objective is to locate and sink enemy aircraft carriers or to sink escorting warships. And we are still ROE yellow. So they're going to be leaving Murmansk. I've got to get out of the Barents Sea now because yeah, there we go. Hostile raiders, hostile ASWs are going to be crawling all over me here. I've got to get out of the Soviet coast, Soviet waters.
Yeah.
And Mentor Rose as well. Thank you very much for the sub with the Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, man. Okay, so Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 176, designates Sierra 1. EXO reports that our depth is at 600 feet, which will again be inaccurate because the Barents Sea is very shallow. Heading is 107, speed is 20 knots, local conditions are rain with a light breeze, and there is no surface duct or thermal layer. All hands to battle stations.
Rig ship for ultra
Rig
quiet.
ship for silent running. Total water depth is set to 456 feet. Depth of the submarine is 385. Currently pulling 9 knots, slowing down. Total ambient noise is 94 decibels. The surface is a little bit rainy, a little bit damp, and a little bit turbulent up there, so we'll see. How's everyone doing, Mentor? Very good. And Mentas even. Mentus Rose. I'm doing very well. Hope you're doing well as well. Many wells to be had here in Twitch chat. All good. Okay, so we're now slowed down to 5 knots and there's no sign of enemy combatants in our locale. Interesting. Nothing at 94 decibels, which likely means we are dealing with a very, very quiet submarine. Could be a decent class. Let's take a look at quiet submarines for the Soviet fleet. I doubt it would be a Typhoon. Doubt it would be a Delta or an Oscar. Doubt it would be a Charlie. Could be a Sierra. Could be an Alpha. Could be Victor class. Could be a Kilo. Or a Tang or a Foxtrot or a Romeo. Whiskies are quite loud. How is the game? Says the... Can I put my glasses on? Am I allowed to do that, chat? Will you allow me to put... I've just realised that I'm fucking blind and I can't see the chat. Let me just... let me give him a quick clean. Where's my glasses spray? There's that. Do I have a lens cloth? I've got to have a lens cloth somewhere. It's like, I don't know how. I work at an optician and I always lose my lens cloth. Didn't I get a case a while back? Sure I did. Pretty sure I'm not kidding myself here. There's the case. Is this going to be the Converse? Cloth, yeah, boy. Lovely. Let's quickly get that a quick clean. Got the glasses spray. Lovely. I'm getting old, man. Yeah, I know. He says, probably being one of the younger people in chat here. Right. There we go. And the other lens. All sparkly clean. That's the one. Some product placement, Azure. He cleans his Converse glasses with the Specsavers microfiber lens cloth and lens bright spray. 30 millilitres, £2.25. No, anyway, let's put that up there. Sit up straight. I can see. I can. Holy fucking shit! What a difference that's made. I can read chat. Excellent. Right, there. That's the one. Okay. So again, I don't want to be fighting people with only 400 foot of water to evade torpedoes in, so I'm going to attempt to slink away. Helm, bring us left, bearing 312. I want to get north and west, so try and get out of the Barents Sea.
312, helm aye.
The law, cunts. Lovely. Nice to see you too, mate. How you doing? When you get random injuries from your hangover that lasts for days, then you can talk to us about being old. Yep. How bad are my eyes? They're actually not that bad, but they're horrible for reading. Maybe invest in contact lenses. Although I do it at least twice a day, I'm not comfortable with poking myself in the eyes. Like, I just can't do the whole poke in the eye thing. Not for me. I've got minus 375 in the right eye and minus 2.5 in the left. Ponop, you blind son. Quick question, did you intend to play Divinity 1 or was it one of the others? There were plans to play Divinity 1. The problem is it's not caught my fancy yet. It's one of those ones. If you play it, like, I don't know, let's say you played one of the Metro games again, and then, I don't know, you were going to go back and play like a previous Metro. It's like, it's strange. Like, I've not... How to put it in a way that doesn't make me sound like a complete nut. Because I played the Divinity 2 recently, relatively recently, I'm kind of having a little bit of break of Divinity before I play Divinity 1, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't just want to do it like one right after the other. That doesn't make any sense, that's fine. Cool. Reminds me, I need to buy new cloths and lens cleaner from the Specsavers here in town. Which town is that, Noam? Which town is that, sir? Like, starting with Borderlands 2, going to play Borderlands 1 and see how it was. I've got Borderlands 1, I've never played it. I actually bought it by accident. So you don't like franchise runs? Yeah, that's it. Sup, poo covered? WB Big Dave, hello mate. Oh, I'm really hoping Soviet does some Warhammer tonight. I know that sounds like oh, God, what do you mean? It's really strange. Like, I don't see myself as this is going to sound... the next sentence isn't going to make much sense, but I don't see myself as a live streamer. I know, weird, right? No, it's basically... It's really weird having 40,000 followers on Twitch, 26,000 followers on Twitter, because I'm just a guy that likes scratching his bum from the Midlands. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't see myself as an entertainer. I don't see myself as above or lordy or lofty. Sun, thank you very much, mate. When will we be playing Borderlands? Soon, TM. It's like I don't get that. Like, I'm just a guy, he's got a bit of a beer belly, wears glasses, has a terrible haircut. That's one of those ones. Average Joe, exactly, an average Joe. Like, I don't see myself as this, like, kind of, like entertainer kind of thing. It's really strange. Like, it's really odd. Yeah, it's weird. The Midlands, you say? Yes, that's the one. Average Quebec, yeah, that's it. Just about average. Just a guy standing in front of a Twitch stream asking chat to love him. I don't ask chat to love me, Big Dave. They do love me. For some reason. It's just the voice. Again, I've got a face for radio. It's why there's no webcam. Oh, perfect, Joe. That's very nice. You're a good Joe. He like pats me on the head. You're a good Joe. Well done. I'm the bestest Joe. Could you please get a soon TM emote? Yes, I think that sounds like an excellent idea. Much love. Ah, love you too, Big Dave. Cool. Can we get out of here? Yeah, nope, there's still hostile vessels. Let's speed up time. I want to slink away if I can. I don't want to engage these raider groups for the sake of my longevity. How about your eyes? I have -7 on my right and -5 on my left. See, it's gonna sound like I've got nothing to complain about, right? But I want you to bear with me, okay? Because I do have to read quite small Twitch chat. Okay, it's only it's gonna be like fucking Joe. Your eyes are fine. What are you talking about? It's -050 -050 in the left with a -050 astigmatism, and a -025 in the right with a -050 astigmatism. So in total, it's 1 diopter right, 0.75 diopter left, or the other way around even. He's like, what are you talking about, Joe? Your eyes are fine. I'm -7. I've had it since I was 4 years. I've been wearing milk bottles on my eyes since I was 6 minutes old. And you're complaining about 050. It's like, oh dear, I apologise profoundly. Yeah. To anyone that doesn't know anything about optics, that just went whoosh straight over your head, didn't it? Jesus Q, you're blind. That's why you need glasses. That's the one. Why did you choose a Canadian province as your name, even though you're British? Well, gamer at Otaku. I'm very geography illiterate, and I don't really know much of what goes on outside of Western Europe. Pretty much everything east of Germany starts to all blur together. You know, you got the sand pit. No, anyway, right. It's one of those ones. I'm not very geography literate outside of Western Europe, and as a result, I had no idea that there was a Canadian province called Quebec that was formerly a French colony, or still is, or something. So I had no idea. Is not Canadian. That's right. Can confirm is not Canadian. People laughing. People laughing at me, my geography illiteracy. It's a serious condition. You can't lie. It's 2018. You're not allowed to laugh at people for stuff like it's 28. It's outright. You'll be stoned in the street for laughing. You're laughing at me. I'll tell someone. They'll tell you off on Twitter. That's right. That's what 2018 is now. You best be ready, chat. They're coming for you. That's an impressive lack of knowledge. Thank you. Ignorance is bliss, as it were. Your eyes are yay okay, pretty much. Yeah. Tuscan Raiders. That's the one. Can we get out of here yet? Nope. Still enemy vessels nearby. Speed up time. Have you tried RimWorld, or is it too slow-paced for you? RimWorld is one of those ones that, like, it's not that it doesn't catch my fancy, it's that it's a game that has got more mechanical depth about how to survive. Not that I'm willing to put in, because obviously I play, Soviet plays RimWorld very well, but if I played RimWorld and he played Cold Waters, I imagine we'd both do terribly. It's one of those ones. It's like, there's a lot to know and learn about RimWorld, and there's quite a bit of a learning curve to actually getting a colony that doesn't starve or die in like the first week. So it's one of those ones. It's not that I don't like it, it's not that it's not my cup of tea, it's just that there's a lot to learn, and I'm not necessarily willing to sit down and learn it. I know that sounds like, oh, well, fuck you then, kind of thing. But no, it's just, I don't know. There's a bit to learn, and I've just not sat down and learnt it, essentially. Do I calculate right if I reckon you're a 97 child too? You would assume so. And yeah, you're pretty much right. Yeah, that's pretty much spot on. So August. Yep, it's August 29th. Send me a fucking, I don't know. Send me a birthday card. I'll tell you what. I'll give you Echo's address and just send poo to it. That'll be great. That'll be the best birthday present. That'd be fantastic. Are we away? Yes, we are. Leave combat. So we had two Kilo class submarines. Extremely quiet, those ones. So let's get out of here. Return to mission objective immediately. What was our mission objective? I forget. Summary. Oh no, that's our tonnage. We need to get out to the... There's a carrier task force, isn't there? It's going to be leaving Murmansk. I've got to intercept them. I'm going to intercept them here, just north of Narvik. Oh, here we go. Campaign map mark. West Germany surrenders. This is the 12th of December 1984, 4 days after the start of the conflict. The Warsaw Pact forces are now in total control of Western Germany after massive and brutal assaults. The aggressors are demanding a unilateral ceasefire and immediate handover of power by the political leadership to the country. The balancing of forces leaves a question mark regarding the outcome of the war. Control of the Atlantic is still an even contest between Soviet and NATO fleets. It's interesting. So yeah, the enemy are definitely up and about. Can be exhausting, same reason I pushed off playing Crusader Kings. Yeah, that's the one. Then I'm 2 months and a day older than you. Yep. Do I like faggot and faggot exclamation mark and p-baps? No. Yep, that's the one. Nuclear launch, that's the one. I know your efforts can change the story, but is that one of those fixed events that enough reserve forces? Sorry, the words. Is the... Oh, God, sorry. I'm a half-wit. Just ignore me. I know your efforts can change the story, but is that one of those fixed events that you can't stop? Pretty much, yeah. Basically, the tipping of control doesn't happen yet. I don't know when it happens, but it doesn't happen yet. Okay, we're going to hold here, just north of Narvik. Here comes the fleet. Ready to intercept. Okay. Captain, we have a new sonar contact bearing 079. Designate Sierra 1. XO reports depth is 050 feet, heading is 046, speed 5 knots. Local conditions are quiet, overcast and calm. All hands to battle stations.
Sonar, new contact bearing 079. Designated Sierra 1.
Right, okay. Turn these screws for
Conn,
3
sonar,
knots.
new contact.
Upscope.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering eye. Conn, sonar, new contact bearing.
Got a ship out there.
074.
Mark.
Conn, maneuvering, making turns for
Got another
3
ship out there.
knots.
Mark. Got helicopters. There's a helicopter, a Helix. Helicopters does make this a little bit more complicated. Downscope.
Downscope.
Okay, so we've got eyes on a Eudaloy, as well as a few master classes behind that, so at least the Eudaloy is already a problem. Trawl has been marked, which is fine. Okay, let's load up the signature tab. Let's try and identify Master 1. Looks like a warship. Hard to say though. Oh, it could be a submarine. No, it's going to be a surface vessel. Looks like 2 Eudaloys.
Conn, sonar, Master 1 is classified as escort.
So the other Eudaloy, Master 1, is off to the
Upscope.
right. Let's upscope again. Let's check past the trawler to the right hand side. There's that guy. There he is. Eudaloy 1 mark. Downscope.
Downscope.
We're going to engage both of these bad boys at the same time. So set weapons 1 and... Let's go 1 and 2 for surface search, passive homing. Firing point procedures, bearing... Oh, this is a long way for the torpedoes to go, but this is good because it gives me the best opportunity for torpedo evasion. So, firing point procedures, bearing 072, range to enable 17,600 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Shoot tube 1. Aye, sir.
We're going to fire tube 3 next. Firing point procedures, bearing 084, range to enable 19,200 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Both weapons have cleared the tube and are running normally. So, the reason I fired from such long range is because the Eudaloys are extremely well-equipped warships. They are 7,500 tons, 163 metre long, modern, Soviet anti-submarine warfare destroyers. They are nasty. So I need to try and keep range from these guys. Now, they come equipped with pretty much everything that a budding ship needs. They come with SSN-14 torpedo ship-launched missiles, missile-launched torpedoes, that's the one. So a missile flies through the air and then drops a torpedo on my head. They've got USET-80 torpedoes, which is one of the more modern torpedoes from the Soviet fleet. The USET-80, I think, actually might even be the most modern torpedo at the time, and an RBU-6000 system, which is essentially, if I show you the ship itself, these little things here on... where is it? Where would be the RBU system? There they are. These things here, these little circular cone things, basically fire a blanket of depth charges at me. You can see this is a well-equipped Soviet boat in formation. So more than likely the fleet, Master 3, is going to be our target. Let's try and mark up Master 3. Yeah, so these things fire a spread of weapons.
Bearing 080, designated Sierra 5.
Sierra 5, we could have a submarine. That's affirmative. Looks like we've got a submarine or something very close to submarine class. Looks like we've got a Victor 2. Mark.
Conn, Sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
Set weapon to level search. Firing point procedures. Bearing 076. Range to enable 9,800 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 3.
Conn, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Lost the wire, aye. We can only maintain 2 weapons on board. Reload tube 3. Now, total water depth is quite deep here. So we're going to dive in a moment. We're going to hold course for now, but we'll dive in a moment. That's good. Yeah, okay, good. We engaged them in the right place. You can see down to the south here it gets quite shallow. Down here it's quite shallow, but here we're in the deep water, which is excellent for torpedo evasion, so we've timed it well. Redbeard, how's things going? Long live Quebec, going well. I've got a little bit of toothache still, unfortunately. For anybody that doesn't know, when we played the Arma 3 stream, there was a small FTL stream. It was about 40 minutes. We got destroyed in the first sector, so I just binned it. I got rid of it, because we played a few hours of Arma after that. But in that, I mentioned that I've obviously got wisdom teeth coming through at the moment, and the bottom ones came through fine about a year ago. The top one is coming through now on the right-hand side, and it's like, I believe it's impacted the tooth in front of it, and is creating quite a lot of tension, quite a lot of pressure in my jaw. And I thought it was quite funny in that Soviets got earache, and I've got earaches too. I've got earache as well. Sierra 5 has launched torpedoes. It's launched a spread.
Sonar, launch transient from Sierra 5.
So this weapon is going to run over there. But Sierra 5 has launched an enormous spread of torpedoes. Right, we've got to change course urgently. In fact, we've got to go for an emergency dive. Come on, let me adjust the weapon. Yeah, we're not going to be able to avoid these. He's fired a full spread. We've got to go deep to avoid him. Okay. Point the target and flood ballast. Full negative pressure. We're not going to use the nose, but we're going to flood ballast. So we're not going to nose down in an attempt to maintain the wire on the weapons, but we're going to flood ballast in an attempt to keep the weapons. I'm also going to do something that's a little bit interesting as well. You might not have seen this. I'm going to slow down to 1 knot, and I'm going to give myself +5 on the planes.
Maneuvering eye.
I want to slow down, but I want to keep the nose up, so that the wires running from the nose of the ship do not break. So even though we're sinking at the moment, the nose of the ship is pointed up, and therefore, because the weapons are running shallow, is less likely to break the wire.
Passing 200 feet.
Tactical suggestion: shoot an MOSS and crash dive to avoid the incoming weapons. I'm not going to shoot an MOSS just yet. I am going to crash dive, however. In this very slow, uncrash dive-like way. They fired a full spread at us.
Passing 300 feet.
Passing 300 feet. Let's activate this weapon now. Let's get it on the last known bearing of him. We still know where the Eudaloy is. Let's activate the weapon because the gig is up. Okay, you're right. Let's fire our MOSS. Firing point procedures. Bearing 079. Range to enable. Let's have it run all the way to here. 14,800 yards.
Passing
Ship ready, tube ready,
400 feet.
fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
That was a good call with the MOSS. We're going to fire that. So for anybody wondering, this little bastard here is a decoy that's going to confuse enemy sonar heads. So the weapons that are coming right for us are going to get sucked up on that, and not me. So we're going to hold at current depth, please. Dive, make depth 500 feet. As we now know, we can use this to confuse the weapons that are down here, which is fine. Excellent. This should work. We're going to hold at 1 knot, however. That weapon's coming in on the Eudaloy right now. The Victor is running up to the Eudaloy over here. We can use missiles to engage, otherwise we're going to reload an MOSS back in Tube 4. There's quite a lot of chess pieces on the board here. This is quite interesting. Weapon 3 is on target for the Eudaloy. Weapon 1, however, may not be. Let's adjust the warhead on Weapon 1. No visual. This Victor contact mark is not accurate, but this one for the Eudaloy is. This MOSS is going to do a good job.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
Interesting. So that's actually going for... Curious, that's actually going for the Victor. I'm going to leave this to track whatever target it's chasing. And I'm going to try and get this one to find...
Conn sonar, noisemaker, bearing 076.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
So he's going for that one. Let's get this guy turned.
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. So we got the Victor and that other Eudaloy in our sights. So we've got this Eudaloy and the Victor locked in. If the Victor's here, I should probably just leave this weapon to find it. Okay, I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to turn weapon 1 away, and I'm going to go and try and get it to find the Eudaloy that's somewhere around here. Because this weapon here is already on the Victor. Okay, this MOSS is not travelling as quickly as I thought it would. Slight problem. They're closing quite fast. Can only hope that they're far enough away, because it's going to go into a circular search. Where is this fucking Eudaloy? I've got no idea where he is. He's chasing him. Oh, stand by. He's locked onto a target. Curious. This weapon's tracking a target. If the Eudaloy got past us, that would be accurate. Hang on, we've got a series of ship launched. Okay, that's curious. He's tracking someone. That would be that what's it vessel then that's come down here. Look at this fucking for a pattern. Ah, Master 3. There we go. What's Master 3? Don't know, but we're about to hit it.
Sonar,
Oh, it's a
Master
Kiev.
3 is classified
Oh, it's the
as
full.
capital ship.
It's the full-blown one. Oh, okay. I was expecting the smaller one. The Kiev is the big boy. So Master 3's found the Kiev, not the Victor. Okay, that's slightly problematic. The Kiev's going to take a hit on the stern. Here we go. It's not going to sink it. Let's turn Torpedo 1 around and get it to hit the Kiev.
Conn sonar, noisemaker, bearing 078.
Stand by. We got that other Eudaloy as well. There's a Eudaloy class that we've sunk over there. We've hit the Kiev on the stern. It's not enough to sink it. He is listing to port slightly. This is a big boat. This decoy is running through the water here, and you can see how it's sucked up this torpedo. It's made pretend. This is good. Okay, we're going to line up another weapon. Reload tube 3. Firing point
fire
procedures
control.
from
Unable to
tube
fire.
2 on the bearing of the Kiev. Firing point procedures. Bearing 056. Range to enable 9,800 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 2. Aye,
Tube
sir.
2, tube 2 even. You can see how all these torpedoes are starting to get sucked up on this. They've fired a weapon off this way. Target has slowed down to 11 knots while they're trying to contain flooding. I didn't realise we had a Kiev here. This is a massive fucking hit. This one's got aircraft and helicopters. This one's huge. How many tons is the Kiev? 40,000. 273 metre ship. 40,000 tons. This is going to be a major blow to the enemy fleet. If we can knock this fucker out. We've got another torpedo coming in on the port side.
Torpedo room, tube 3
This might not be enough to down it. It's hitting slight more midship. There we go, another hit. We do have a deck fire started. It's not much, but again, we've got more water coming on. There we go. These additional weapons are all getting sucked up now. There are currently 3 weapons sucked up on this MOSS, which is very good. Just the heading of the weapon. There's the Victor and the Eudaloy. Reload Mark 48 Tube 1. That's why you try and engage from as far away as you possibly can with these fleets. So she's now got about a 10-degree list to port. It's quite serious. It's attempting to turn away from us. We've got more helicopters screening. Heading out this way. We're going to try and find us with helicopters. I need to knock this bastard out as fast as I can to stop it from launching any other helicopters. I've got 4 on the deck. How many helicopters have we got in the air? 1, 2, 3 helicopters and MPA, Maritime Patrol Aircraft, who's coming right fucking over us. There's a good chance he detected us. Yep, he's turning away. He's made his turn. I think he's found us. Okay. Not good. Take us down, please. Dive flood ballast. Negative 30-degree pressure. Let's go deep.
Conn, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Again, we're going to put positive 5 degrees, positive 10 degrees on the planes here to try and make it so that the nose points up and we maintain the wire. We're going to send another torpedo downrange as well. Torpedo 3, if I don't tab out. Set to surface search. Firing point procedures. Bearing 069. Range to enable 11,000 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 3.
Conn, fire control. We've lost the
Passing 600 feet.
Lost the wire, aye? Okay, so the wire's been lost on this one. It's going to run to its enable point. Is it going to drop? It is. It's dropping a torpedo. Crash dive.
Make turns for 2, 5.
Reload Mark
knots.
48 and tube
Maneuvering
2.
aye.
Conn, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Passing 700 feet.
How long are those wires?
Passing 800
Very long.
feet.
Conn, sonar, lost contact. Sierra, 5. Last bearing.
Passing 900 feet.
Reload tube 3. Mark 48.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Set depth to 1,300 feet.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Hopefully these weapons find the Kiev. Kiev is currently making 13 knots. Helicopters screening the Kiev. The Lister port is very aggressive. We can hit him on the starboard side. That would be fantastic. There's no guarantee. That Udeloy is making a beeline down here to try and screen.
Conn, sonar, lost contact. Master, 4, last bearing, 0, 9,
Contact faded.
6.
At least the
Contact
civilian ships
faded.
made it out. As soon as this
Conn,
goes
torpedo
yellow.
room, tube.
Slow us down to 5 knots, please. 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Hopefully our weapon doesn't get sucked up on our MOSS here.
Conn,
It'd be quite
sonar,
unfortunate.
regain contact on. Master, 4, bearing, 0, 9.
Conn, dive at 1300 feet. Dive by.
And right overhead it's going to drop a weapon, I think. Torpedo incoming? Question mark?
Conn, maneuvering, making turns
Down at
for
maximum
5
depth.
knots.
No, it did not drop. Did not drop. We went quite deep. Don't get sucked up on that. Okay, good. Good. Good, 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 good. If it misses the Kiev, it's going to hit the Udeloy. Which is fine, because this is going to be the follow-up. Coming in again. He turned around quickly. There's not 2 MPAs, is there?
Conn, sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0, 7, 3.
We need fucking NATO aircraft. We need NATO aircraft. We need some jets to buzz this
Conn, torpedo
this
room,
fucking
tube
MPA.
2 ready.
Bring in the Air Force. We need the Air Force. Okay, we're going to send another weapon off. Tube 3. Firing point procedures. Bearing 079. Range to enable 10,000. Less than that. Range to enable 10,000 yards. Ship ready. Tube ready. Fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Weapon has cleared the tube and is running normally. Okay, we're on the Kiev. That's good. We're on the Kiev. We got another weapon going for the Kiev.
Conn, sonar, noisemaker, bearing,
Adjust
0.
for the Udeloy
Conn,
then.
sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0, 6, 5.
Is good. Adjust here. Are we going to get a drop? So he passed us. Okay, looks like we've gone too deep for his magnetic anomaly equipment to find us. This is good. You know when back in September you talked about War Thunder on one of your streams, I grinned about the Abrams and now I'm waiting to die. Yeah. Yeah. Call the Spitfires, that's the one. Tactical suggestion, shoot an MOSS at the drop sonar buoy to throw off the ASW aircraft. I think we'll be okay for the moment. I don't think it'll be necessary. Okay, so it did break off the Kiev. It's going for the Udeloy instead.
Conn, sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 0, 6, 2.
Very fucking close. I can't steer that weapon. So this weapon has got to find the Udeloy on its own. There's a Victor somewhere out there trying to screen the fleet, which is okay. Go here. It's trying to use the cover.
Conn, sonar,
There we go.
lost contact. Master, 2, last bearing, 0, 6, 0.
Udeloy's hit.
Contact
There's
breaking
the
up.
Kiev. I'd be feeling pretty shitty if I was on that Kiev about now. It's slowed down. Sorry, it's still pulling 30. Look at the size of it, man. The flooding isn't actually too bad. They've managed to control the flooding quite well. You can see why submarines were so dangerous. This is a fucking aircraft carrier with 2 of the Soviet Navy's most modern destroyers and a nuclear attack submarine. And they haven't even got a weapon on me yet. You can appreciate why submarines are so scary. So very scary. This likely is going to get sucked up on the sinking Udeloy. I'm not expecting it to get past. That's right, I can only use torpedoes now. Like, I can't risk getting spotted by that MPA by shooting a missile. He doesn't know exactly where we are. He's not dropping any weapons on us. Let's take a look at MPAs and see what we're dealing with. Can I look at MPAs here? Oh no, can't. That Kiev is good though. This is going to be a hell of a kill. Interesting. Oh no, it's got sucked up on our... look at that, it's got sucked up on our... what's it? It's got detected by our MOSS. So our submarine simulator here has attracted the attention of our torpedo. It's a shame, but I've got no control over this. We lost the wire for that one when we crash dived. So this one's the jury's still out for this one. I'm hoping that the weapon's going to zigzag. Once it detects this and moves past, it's going to switch over to here. Check for weapon drops. Yep, it's dropped depth charges. 1, 2, 3 of them. Watch for the depth charges. Looks like they were too far astern. Are they going to be the right depth though? There they are. Yep, they're the right depth. Too far astern. Okay, so that weapon did lose the MOSS, or the MOSS decayed. We're going to switch target of weapon 3 to Victor 2, Sierra 5. And we're going to see if this weapon hits and sinks the Kiev. If not, we'll adjust weapon 3 back on bearing to Master 3. And we'll do that. We are going to change course slightly. Helm, bring us left bearing 046.
Come left to 046. Helm I.
Yeah, I do agree. Changing changing berries might be a good idea. Here we go. Another hit on the Kiev. About to come up.
Conn, sonar lost contact.
There we go.
Master 3. Last bearing 085. Contact breaking up.
The hit actually landed starboard this time. Oh my god, look at that. Fucking that critical failure. Oh wow. Goes up.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Oh, look how fast that's going under. They must have barely contained the flooding for it to be going under that quickly. Good night, God bless. Now for the submarine. Exactly right. They look accurate, but I'm changing course. Thank you to the person who said to change course. These are actually going to be quite close. I'll be here any second. Shouldn't take any damage. It should be a little bit off. Going to be here by the stern. There it is. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so we're now tracking the Victor 2 with our torpedo. Let's activate it. Torpedo shallow. Weapon target is shallow. Okay, activate the weapon and get it to chase down the Victor. The weapon goes faster like this. Looks like we had a torpedo airdropped on us. Looks like a helicopter dumped a torpedo down here. So we're now chasing down the Victor 2. This is going to be a hell of a haul, folks. This is going to be a good one. You dump some oil to simulate getting hit. No, we can't Millennium Falcon our way out of this one. And it comes again. He's off target. He's off target. He still thinks we haven't changed course. He's banking slightly. If he drops, these are going to miss. Oh no. He changed course last second, but no weapons. No weapons this time. Let's change course again. Helm, come left. Bearing 1001.
Come left to 000. Helm I.
There we go. Look how fast this Victor's going. Pulling 30 knots. He wants to get the fuck out of here. Our torpedo has got 9 minutes of fuel. So the Eudolite has sunk. It's resting on the bottom. It shouldn't be a problem for our torpedo. If the Eudolite gets out, it's not the end of the world. You can live with that. Where is he? Where's the bastard? Here he comes. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This one's going to be a miss as well. Yeah, he's way off course there.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Good, good. Okay, still chasing down that Victor. 8 minutes of fuel left in the torpedo. Why is he still flying? Does he not have anywhere to land? He'll be Ungrim. He'll be dispatched from an airfield or an airport. He won't be carrier based. He's too big. So he's probably operating away from the Soviet coast, which means he'll probably have a lot of fuel left because we're not that far from the Soviet coastline. There's quite a few helicopters starting to get a bead on us. Oh, look at that. Helicopters moving quite close. Again, we're quite deep. In comes the plane. This one looks like it could be an accurate run. He's coming in ahead of us. This one looks dangerous. Let's see if he decides to drop. He's going to drop. He's going to drop. Still chasing that Victor. I'm playing a very dangerous game here because if we take on water, I'm right down at test depth. We could get to critical, you know, that we could
Conn, sonar,
be in real trouble if we take on water this deep. I can blow ballast, but then I'm a sitting duck for the helicopters. Blowing ballast will not be ideal. Okay, the Victor's doing a 180, curiously. It's trying to...
Conn, fire control, weapon acquired.
There we go. Looks like he's starting his torpedo evasion tactics early. What he's going to do is he's going to try and circle behind his countermeasure. Let's see if that pays off. The weapon's already right on top of him. You're going to be banging trouble, my friend. Let's see if this works for him. He's staying shallow, so he should be able to get crew off if he starts sinking.
Conn, sonar, noisemaker, bearing 081.
Let's turn it on target to keep it straight.
Conn, fire control, weapon
acquired. Active search. There we go. Oh, we've got the ice cream van of hell coming down the road. I hope you're ready. There he is. He's the hell screen van, running it at about 10,000 revs.
Contact, Sierra 5, last
Excellent.
bearing 082.
Perfect.
Contact breaking up.
Right then, so now, with all hostile contacts dead... Fucking ice cream van. With all hostile contacts dead, we've, now only got to worry about aircraft. So helm, bring us left bearing 297. Let's make for open water.
297, helm aye.
Brilliant. Not the ice cream. Yeah, that's the one. Cool. Oh, stretchy legs. So, just for reference here, we have sunk 2 of the Soviets' most modern destroyers, anti-submarine warfare ships, and their much prized, one of their much prized Kiev-class aircraft carriers. I think they've only got a few of these, so the fact that we've sunk one is a major blow to the enemy effort here. We've also got another Udaloy and a Victor-class submarine. Victor 2. Is it an SSGN? It is. Nuclear-powered attack submarine. 5,000 tons. What a fucking haul, ladies and germs.
Conn, helm, steady course.
Okay, take the speed up to 10 knots. We want to get out of here.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
You're going to get a medal, probably. May I suggest dropping an MOSS before you change course if you haven't left, that is? Maybe. It's a good idea. End mission, good job, Commander, but that wasn't your objective, yeah. No, we got weapons and aircraft nearby. We've got to get away from those aircraft. Reload a MOSS in tube 3, just in case we need to get fucking... That's a Charlie to... Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. I am talking shite. So, yeah, just a diesel boat. Just a diesel boat. That's still good. And 7,000 tons versus the 5,000, so even more tonnage. But not a nuclear attack sub. Just a diesel boat. We've changed speed. Let's see if he drops a torpedo, whether he depth charges. Nope. Okay, it's not done anything. It's not diesel. Is it not diesel? What is it then if it's not diesel? SSN's a diesel boat, isn't it? Am I talking shite? Is it still nuclear powered? Chat, help me. What does SSN stand for? I'm sure that's diesel boat. Yeah, nuclear sub does not mean nuclear weapons, it means nuclear powered. That's right. Funny thing is about the wiki from the Sturgeon class submarine, someone managed to crash that sub into another ship while underwater. Excellent. SSN does stand for nuclear. So what does GN stand for then? SSGN? What's that classification? Does that mean it's got nuclear missiles on board? Or cruise missiles? I think that's right. Ship submersible, nuclear. Okay, interesting. The N represents the nuclear. Okay, good to know. G is guided missile. Interesting. We have learnt a thing. So what's our classification? We are an SSN. So we don't have any guided missiles, but we are a nuclear-powered submarine. Interesting. Okay, we have learnt a thing. SSBN is ballistic. Ah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Eric218, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub, sir. Sexy, scandalous, and naughty. That would describe the sturgeon very much. And not the Scottish one. Right. Let's get out of here then. Can we leave? Aircraft nearby. Still getting buzzed. There's no weapons yet. Give it a chance. Let's make for open water. All ahead flank. No, let's go all ahead full. 20 knots.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering aye.
And about the Kiev, it's a cruiser class, not a proper CV. Oh, right, okay. It does not have a proper curriculum veto. But it got the job anyway.
Conn maneuvering, making turns.
Surface and shine a laser pointer into the cockpit, that's right. Yeah. Let's come up to 1,200 feet just in case we get hit with a depth charge.
200 feet, dive high.
Make a slight course adjustment. Left helmsman 284.
Come left to 284. Helm aye.
Jesus. Good grief. Sorry, it's all the seawater. Right.
Helm. Steady course.
Okay, God, there's 700 people here. What are you all doing? Where have you all come from? Where have 700 people come from? Almost hit a submarine during transit along in the shadow area once. It was a German one and breached the water quite close to us. Oh, I see. Thank you very much, NJ. Bless you. Bless me. Bless me and thank you. At the time, it was their biggest carrier. Interesting. Indian click farm, that's the one. We want to see some whales. There are no whales here. We're in the wrong part of the ocean. Malaysia? Norway? Malaysia? Divine warrior. Good man. Germany? Many Germans? Many Germans in today? Scotland now, though. Okay. We've got a German Scotsman, or a Scottish German. Germany, Germany, Germany. Why are there all the Germans? Why are you all here? Why are all the Germans here? What's going on? Finland, Manchester, Taiwan. Interesting. Toronto, Aussie. Fucking loads of Germans. Look at it. The Czech Republic. Peter there in chat. Poland! Yeah! Excellent. The Netherlands. Mexico. Good man. USA. Jesus, it's getting out of hand. There's hooligans. It's gonna get hooliganism. There's fucking shit going down in chat. Did he drop? I don't think he dropped. Did he drop? I don't think he did. Definitely not going fast enough. Is this not the U-Boat Recreation channel? No, apparently not. I've just got to get away from this bastard boat. Helm come right bearing 016.
Right.
Let's throw a spanner in the works. Really change course.
High.
Yeah, Burnstail, yeah, exactly. Not from Birmingham. Can you fire missiles at him? No, I'm afraid not, Cheeky Walrus. I am totally at the mercy of my... I'm at his mercy, actually. Let's rephrase that. I'm totally at his mercy. The only thing that I've got going for me is that it takes time for whatever weapon he drops to sail through or sink through 1,200 feet of water, so I've got time to evade if he does drop weapons. But, unfortunately, he's proving to be quite persistent. Soviet Womble's fleet has been smashed, that's right. Need a World War II deck gun, yeah. Norway, I actually live quite close by where you are now. Oh, right, okay. Do we have anybody else from Birmingham? There we go, let's get that, let's get in. Let's get all the Birmingham, also at least closer. How close are people to Birmingham from their dwelling and or occupation that they are sitting here and enjoying this live stream now? Like, is it many people? Not many people. Nottingham. Would you play multiplayer if this game had it? Hell yeah. Coventry, Nottingham. Not as many Germans though. we got more Germans than we do English. About 3.5 hours here. Chester draws. Bristol, Coventry. Ontario, smiley face. That's the one. Manchester, Hull, 2 nations away. That's it. Stafford, Warrington. Stuttgart. Nice. Oh yeah, that's the one. The SSD Quebec. That would be excellent. Ship submersible Divine Quebec. That's the one. Eastern Germany. Anyone from Romania? Germany, Carlo. Wolverhampton, Nuremberg, Bath, Hamburg. I don't know. It sounded a bit Chinese there. Anyway, Dusseldorf, Jersey. I'm just reading lists of fucking. I'm just reading like towns and villages off a list now. That's literally what's happening. Oh, could he go for a drop here? This looks like a good one. No, maybe he is just out of weapons. Change course, bearing 310. 311.
Helm
Speed of
high.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this bastard. That torpedo. That's going to be a torpedo. No, it's a dipping sonar. Helm come right, bearing 029.
Come right to 029. Helm
He dropped
high.
a dipping sonar on me. Not bad. Pronounced Dusseldorf. Are you seeking Dusseldorf? I don't know. Doofenshmirtz. Evil Incorporated. You secretly learning in your closet?
Conn,
Yes.
Helm.
What I do
Stick
is I
forward.
sit in my wardrobe with a German textbook and I force myself to learn until I emerge knowing everything about the fatherland and its glorious history in a mostly redacted textbook. That's the one. Next plane on Bomber Squad should be DVNE, Flight Squadron DVNE. That would be good. And keeping with the theme, Citrus, our next plane will be the next time we play Bomber Crew, because we always crash our plane at the start of each run. Every time. It's tradition. Is he going to drop? Is he going to drop? No. Okay, good. Let's speed up time. Let's get out of here. We've only got 3 weapons left. Hopefully we'll be given a rearm order after this. That's a torpedo. Is it? Stop dropping dipping sonars on me, you bastard. Is that another dipping sonar? I feel like that could have been a torpedo. I'm just going to speed off. Leave me alone. It's like playing. Oh, dipping sonar. Yeah, that's another dipping sonar. You can actually see them on the surface of the water. That's quite cool. Meow. Leave me alone. Shall we slip him 10 rubles? Dipping sonar. Yeah, you can see them. They'll get left on the surface. Quite cool in its own right. Another dipping sonar. Dude, there's no one left. There's no one in the fleet left. Go home. Leave me be. There's no one left. Why are you still chasing me? Another dipping sonar. Yep. How many dipping sonars has this fucker got? This is getting a tad. It's getting a tad absurd. Let's take a left-hand turn.
2, 3, 1, 1. Helm aye.
Let me go. Another dipping sonar. Just carry on with our day. He will eventually run out of fuel, right? Send an MOSS. He's not detecting me using sonar. Really annoyingly, he's detecting me using magnetic anomaly. Well, that one was quite far away. Was that a torpedo? No, that was another dipping sonar. Eventually, he will lose interest. I'm counting on it. Another dipping sonar. I want to see what it looks like on the surface. I've totally lost it. Somewhere there, it's vanished. Never mind. Let's just keep going. How far away is Scotland? Can we get back to the coast?
Come left 2, 2, 5, 4. Helm aye.
Can I find like a fucking port? Is that a friendly port? Yeah. Let's go. Let's aim for the port.
Come left 2, 2, 0, 9. Helm aye.
He's definitely got more depth charges. Like 100%. I refuse to believe he's dropped all his depth charges.
Conn,
Let's come up to
helm,
600
steady
feet.
course.
Make depth 600 feet. Dive by.
We're going to make for this port down here.
Come right 2, 2, 1, 9. Helm
I
aye.
hope that he leaves us alone. All ahead flank. Let's go all ahead flank. 25 knots.
Make turns 4, 2, 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We're going to try and get to port.
Conn,
Another dipping
maneuvering,
sonar.
Making turns 4, 2, 5 knots.
One way to find out is just surface. I don't want to get blown up. He'll literally drop a torpedo right on my head. There's no doubt in my mind that he doesn't have any weapons. He 100% has weapons. He's just waiting. Waiting for a decent shot. Yeah, we're just going to make a beeline for this port down here. Is that an enemy port or is that a friendly port? That's going to be Norway and Doya, isn't it? That's going to be under friendly control. Don't like this plane. Eventually, he's going to run out of dipping sonar. Eventually. It's a psychological fight. Why not go a deeper depth? It's making no difference. The Fucking sonar keeps finding me. I want to go somewhere that's maybe got like a bit of air defense. Go for the red area. I'll try. Look at the fucking amount of dipping sonars. It's like a fucking arcade game up here. I don't want to waste a fucking MOSS on this guy. I really don't. Like, he's not a threat. I might actually need this MOSS to survive later. How big is the plane compared to something like a B-29? No idea. In before radios for reinforcements. I'm making a beeline in the other direction. Unless it's a really fast ship, I'll be okay. Run out of fuel already! Holy shit. Such an arse, I swear. Just surface and pop it in with a 1911, yeah. It's doing my head in. I love the way he races across the screen. And here comes another dipping sonar. Oh, did he actually drop something then? That didn't look like a dipping sonar. Oh well. It's gonna take a while. So yeah, it's like the Midgey of the plane world. That's right. Yeah. He will eventually run out of dipping sonar. Like it's a mathematical certainty. Can I wait there? I'm gonna wait until he gets really far away, and then I'm gonna. That. No? No. Further. Further away. Shit. Kill me! With a dipping sonar. Yeah. That's quite far. Yes! Yes! Ah! Euphoria! Oh! Oh, God. What a treat. Well, Jesus Christ. God, is anyone ready for bed? I'm ready for bed. You spent more time invading the plane than it took to sink their fleet. Okay, excellent job, Commander. Your neutralization of this high-priority target will severely reduce the enemy's ability to hinder transatlantic convoys. The Commander-in-Chief of the Atlantic sends his regards to you and your crew. New orders to be sent on this downlink. We get a medal. We get a medal. We got the Silver Star. Missed the bronze, went straight for the silver. The Secretary of the Navy expresses his heartfelt congratulations and takes great pleasure in awarding the Silver Star Medal to Commander Quebec, commanding officer of the USS Archerfish SSN 678, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity against the enemies of the United States of America on the 12th of December 1984. Commander Quebec's inspiring initiative and unwavering devotion reflect great credit upon himself and the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. It's very good. Another one on our sub. Oh, holding me to ransom. Okay, let's read the newspaper clipping of the day. Convoy arrive. Interesting. Convoys arrive. Convoys from North America continue to ferry goods into Western Europe with minimal losses. This has been attributed to efficient cooperation amongst naval NATO forces. I read that in the wrong kind of tone. Never mind. The convoy system worked in World War I and World War II, and it still works today, a spokesman for the NATO naval operations has said. Meanwhile, in Western Europe, food and material shortages have failed to materialise in the unoccupied territories. Authorities urge citizens not to make runs on the banks, but instead show restraint, so that the financial system can remain functional despite the ongoing conflict. I'm going to see what the next mission is. Oh no! Oh god. Oh god, this one's going to take forever. Okay, no, realistically, I do kind of have to come off because I've got like food and stuff in a second. We've got people coming around, so I'm going to chin scratch. Where is the mission taking place? Norwegian Sea, Archangels. You are ordered to find and sink this group. If it's a large tenders and tankers group, it's going to take a while to sink, but if it's only a small one of 3 or 4 ships, that could be a bit easier. What do we say, chat? Should we bugger off? Should we do it? How long in Quebec? The plane goes back to base. Commander, why the hell did your mission? Why did your mission take 7 hours? And what happened to the fuel pilot? Oh, you know, there was a submarine, and we decided to fuck with him. It was great fun. What should we do? Should we do another one? Should we play one more? I can play. Yeah, I think I can play one more. Do we want one more? Let's do one more. Do it. Do it. It's treason then. Okay. 700 people. So we've got 700 people. We've got 700 people. Why are you all here? Why? Okay, anyway, so we've got a pattern to movements of enemy at sea replenishment tankers and tankers and tenders. Jesus Christ. God, I'm actually exhausted. A small enemy force, including 1 or 2 of these ships, is expected to sail from Archangelsk very shortly for a rendezvous somewhere in the Norwegian Sea. You're ordered to find and sink this group. You may also get a chance at the enemy warships the group intends to support, but the tenders and tankers are the mission target. So that's a bit like the Raider group mission that we did earlier, only this one is a slightly larger fleet, I believe. It's less, you know... it's still mercantile work, like, you know, tankers and tenders, but it's a bit less dangerous, if you know what I mean. Not sure I have enough torpedoes. I'll have to use missiles then. Continue on course. The Commander-in-Chief seems to think we've got enough, so let's do it. So there's an enemy tankers and tenders group going to be moving into the Norwegian Sea shortly. They usually come from this deep part of the Barents Sea, so we'll see what they do. We're currently at patrol speed, 10 knots, 2 submarines there. Not our target, we're looking for surface contacts. We need an MAP patrol to come and give us a hand. Where are they? They'll be coming. Around the mountain. This is unusual. We should have seen them by now. Nothing. I've got no intelligence. Check the brief. Review orders. Archangels shortly for... I'm in the Norwegian Sea and there's nothing here. The Norwegian Sea totally blank. There it is. There's our force. Pretty sure that's the one we're after. Being seen off by an enemy submarine group. Where are they? They're not here. Like, there's nothing in the Norwegian Sea. Oh, we've got a contact. Captain, new sonar contact bearing 332. Designate Sierra 1. XO reports our depth is at 600 feet, heading 323. Speed is 20 knots. Bearing to contact is 332. Interesting, so it's pretty much right in front of us. Local conditions are broken with a gentle thermal layer.
Ship for ultra quiet.
Sierra 1. Let's mark it. Very loud. Let's check surface. No, it looks like a civilian
Conn,
ship.
sonar, new contact bearing 331. Designated Sierra 2.
A Kazbek.
Conn, sonar, new contact bearing 253. Designated Sierra 3.
Kazbek is a very large Russian merchant ship,
Conn,
so this
sonar,
looks like
new
our
contact
fleet.
Bearing
We've got 4.
351. Designated Sierra 4.
That's okay, so we've got a Kazbek, a very loud oiler. Let's check more civilian shipping. An Andazan? Yep, Mark.
Conn, sonar,
Hostile
Sierra
shipping.
3 is classified as
Not
merchant.
quite an Andazan. Looks like we've got a trawler.
Conn, sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as merchant.
Then is this going to be the warship that's escorting them all? Probably. Poti? No? Grisha. That's more like it.
Conn, sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
So 2 warships and this Kazbek oiler. This is big. Okay, estimated range to the Grisha is 17,000 yards. Bring us up to periscope depth, please. Dive 4-5 feet.
4-5 feet, dive high.
Let's take a look at the Grisha's weapon capability. Grisha 3. It's a very small boat. So it's a large oiler, very lightly escorted by a 950-ton attack boat. FFG. What does FFG stand for? Flying fuck. Gandalf. Yeah, I don't know. That's Ranky Beck. Yep, this will be the last one. Lucas the Dragon, thank you for keeping up his end of the bargain. Thank you very much, sir. Cheers, mate. Cool. Flying fuck given. Yeah. Guided flying fucks. That's right, yeah. It's like the red arrows. Okay, we're coming up quite quickly. It's good, it's good. If you knock out the Grisha, knocking out the other targets is going to be quite simple. Again, I don't have many torpedoes. It's a missile attack ship. Interesting. Flying fools, Gandalf. I like it. Guided missile frigate. Interesting. I want to poke the periscope up above the water and see what we're dealing with exactly. There's no active sonar yet from the Grisha, so we should be hidden. The flying funky gibbon. I like it. Oh dear. Very tired. Very sleepy. I don't know why I've gone all sleepy all of a sudden. I think it was literally just that plane. It's quite dark. Quite dark out on the water. Okay, we're just about to come up to periscope depth and upscope. The target to the bearing is 203. So somewhere over here is the target, potentially. The target to the Grisha 3 is there. Let's put it on low light. 203. No visual confirmation of any contacts. No, hang on. Bingo. Bingo. It's a Grisha. No other contacts. Where's that other ship? There. Trawler.
Conn, dive at
No, that's the
4-5 feet, dive high.
That's the Anderson. That's definitely a fishing trawler. Yeah. Mismarked that. Okay. What about behind the Kazbek? What about behind the huge oiler? There's another boat somewhere. There. Another trawler. Okay. So the Kazbek and the Grisha are the mission targets. Downscope. It did not detect us. We're reasonably close to the Grisha. So we're going to get ready to fire. They've probably detected us. Firing point procedures. Bearing 316, range to enable 4,100 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 1.
Conn, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Crash dive.
Make turns for Conn, sonar. We are cavitating.
I'm going to get hit by their RBU 6000 system if they close much closer.
Passing 100 feet. Passing 200 feet.
Have they launched back yet?
Passing
No.
300 feet.
Not quite. No hostile weapons incoming
Passing.
yet.
Con sonar, no longer
No
cavitating.
longer cavitating. Change course. Helm
Passing
come right
500
bearing
Come
018.
right to 0,
Set
1,
total
8,
water
helm
depth
I.
or set depth to
Passing
1,050 feet.
700 feet.
This
Con,
weapon
helm,
might be a miss.
steady course.
Reload tube 1. There we go, the Grecia's dumped a torpedo of its own, heading back our way. Right hand for Jerkoff, 100 bits there. Challenge, use only missiles to destroy ships, could only... Oh, I see, so only using missile, like a challenge mode kind of thing, only using missiles to engage ships. That's an interesting idea. Lovely. I wonder if this weapon will find him. We'll get ready to fire another weapon. Let's slow it down to 5 knots. Slow it down to 5
Make
knots.
turns for 5
Firing
knots.
point procedures. We're going to get
Maneuvering
another
aye.
weapon out there. Firing point procedures. Bearing 325.
Dive
324.
at
Range to enable
105,
6,400
dive
yards.
high.
Ship ready 2 ready. Fire 2-2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Is this weapon searching shallow? I hope it stays shallow. Take us down to 100 feet.
Make depth 1100 feet. Dive high.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for
Conn, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
This weapon's now searching. Kazbek will be mission target. We've only got one torpedo left in the storerooms after this. That Grisha is making like a bat out of hell. The Kazbek is going to be the target. Start reloading UGMs in tubes 3 and 4. So harpoon missiles.
Con, dive at 1100 feet. Dive high.
Activate this weapon, get it searching. I want him to move fast, and I want it to go for the Grisha if I can. Looks like weapon 1 is a miss. If we'd have maintained the wire, we might have been able to steer it on. But we lost the wire, and had to crash dive anyway. I think he's fucking hanging the Kazbek out to dry. That's really funny if he is. Weapon's gone active and is searching shallow down at 1,100 feet. The torpedo shouldn't detect us. Good, okay.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water.
Me and
Bearing,
my
2,
big
9,
mouth.
4.
It never used to detect you. All ahead flank.
Making turns for 2, 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Yeah, it never used to detect you. That's strange. Cool. Weapons coming around again. It's going to get a beat on us. Not good. This is a ship launch as well, so torpedo evasion is going to be long and plentiful, although not impossible. I can do one of the old famous park-in brakes.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Lost the wire, I thought as much. Weapons coming in on the right. I'm going to have to drop a decoy and get ready. Reload MOSS.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Master, 3, last bearing,
Coming in on
2,
the stern.
4, 9. Contact faded.
I'm going to have to change depth very quickly when this happens. That's the
Conn,
weapon.
torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Right, done for decoy. Full rise on
Passing
planes, full rise on
1100
ballast. 30 degrees left rudder. Going to full torpedo evasion.
Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 900 feet.
Gonna go under.
Passing 800 feet.
30 degrees left rudder.
Passing 700 feet. Passing 600 feet. Passing 500 feet. Passing 400 feet.
Conn sonar, we are cavitating.
Let's not breach.
Passing 200 feet.
Gonna work. Hopefully.
Conn sonar, lost contact. Master 2, last bear.
Perfect. All back emergency.
Make turns. Conn sonar, no longer cavitating.
Excellent.
Conn sonar, regained contact on. Master. Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering eye. Conn
So what I've
sonar,
done
regained contact
is I've
on.
stopped
Master 3,
right
bearing
above
249.
the torpedo's search cone. So it is looking out in a cone in front of it, but because we've stopped in sort of the eye of the storm,
Make
as it were,
turns for
it can't
5
see us.
knots. Maneuvering eye.
These don't normally work, but it's pulled off.
Conn maneuvering, making turns for. Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
All back.
Make turns for. Conn sonar, lost contact. Master 1, last bearing 327. Contact is in the baffles.
Contact is in the baffles. If the enemy's down and there's no helicopters, let's come up to PD.
4, 5 feet, dive by.
Let's surface. And the torpedo's below us, which is fine. Okay, we can breach. Let's breach. Let's actually full on surface. We can fire a missile at the guy. See if that's their only
Raise the
warship.
radar mast.
There it is. The Kazbek is the only other ship. Now that we're using radar, we can see behind us. We have surfaced. Right then, let's fire on the Kazbek. Firing point procedures. Bearing 327. Range to enable 9,700 yards. Ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 3.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Harpoon missile. Through the night. Reload harpoon in tube 3. This is the weapon that missed. And here goes our harpoon. Out to the Kazbek. Grisha looks like it's already sunk. Snap to the target. Gonna hit him in the stern. Won't kill him in one hit, I don't think. No, it's a big old ship. A Russian oiler. Coming out here, likely to bring fuel. Ready tube 4, firing point procedures, bearing 329, range to enable 9,700 yards, ship ready, tube ready, fire tube 4.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Harpoon missile. There we go. A little bit off, but the homing warhead will do its job.
Conn, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I want to make sure I'm not drifting over the torpedo's search cone. Let's move forward a little bit. Ahead
Make
5.
turns for 5
No, turn the
knots.
screws for
Maneuvering
2.
eye.
Turn the screw for 1 knot.
Make turns for 1
That got the
knot.
bastard.
Maneuvering eye.
He's going to take water on at the stern and she's going to sink. Excellent.
Make turns for 0
Lovely.
knots. Maneuvering
That's a lot
eye.
of oil we're sending down to the bottom. You can see how long this torpedo runs for. It's quite a modern torpedo by all things, by all standards. Right, reload tube 4 with harpoon. We just gotta wait for this thing to run out then.
Back emergency. Maneuvering
Okay.
eye. Make turns for
We're right in the
0
centre of the
knots.
eye here.
Maneuvering eye.
We're up there on the surface. Torpedo can't see us. All is well. If it does see us though, we've got no time to react. Literally zero. So I'm going to have the tube ready on the MOSS tube down here, tube 2, ready to shoot it out ahead of us. Thank you very much to Phoenix for the 8 months in a row, sir. Bear badges, it only took me 8 months. Amen. Amen, it did.
Conn,
Yeah.
torpedo room.
It only
2-4
took us
ready.
8 months. Is it going to start dropping sonars? Yeah, that's it. Let's see, we've got a Russian fishing boat and another Russian fishing boat. Now I know what chat's thinking, but I've only got 5 missiles. I can't afford to lose any more. Or maybe I can. Should we do it as a parting gift? I know you want it, chat. Oh dear. Oh gosh. No chat. Ram them. It's also ROE yellow. War crimes against the Russians? Why would you shoot fishing boats? Aren't those civilians? It's clearly a hostile destroyer. Ramming speed. I'll probably do quite a bit of damage to my own ship. You're probably right, Fatal. Alright, we won't do it then. We'll leave them. We'll leave them be. This time. This time. Still waiting for... Look how long the fucking these ship-launched torpedoes have. Like, they're just ridiculous.
Lower the radar mast.
Slow the radar mast. Oh, good. We've only got 1 torpedo, 2 MOSS's, and 5 UGMs left. Hopefully they give us tasking to go back to base after this. We need an experiment to be sure to know. Yeah. Yeah. Best not. Best not. Just sitting here on the surface, just waiting, having a good time. Well, look at this, it's got one of those little lights on the tail. You can see it blinking, look. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. They're not very conspicuous, mind you, but they're there. Just the vast emptiness of the ocean, man. The ocean's big. Make no mistake. Not a single piece of land for miles and miles around. The middle of bumfuck nowhere. Let's make sure we're not... we're coming quite far back. Let's just turn the screws for 1 knot.
Make turns for 1 knots. Maneuvering eye.
What do you mean, contact re-established? Oh, okay. Apparently I've re-established contact with the sunk Kazbek. Never mind. I guess. Look how long this enemy torpedo is running for. Like, what the fuck? Just die, will you? Please. I'm begging you. Please blow up. Now. Can you slowly sink and dive below the torpedo's cone? No. It's probably not that safe. Staying here is the safest thing I can do, and if I make a mistake here, the torpedo is going to hit me pretty much instantly. Like, I'm going to have 0 time to react. Oh dear, stretchy legs. Right, 12 feet. Apparently we're in 12 foot of water. Just barely inching forward against the current. Kind of blowing us that way. Lasting an absolute age. Yep. Full stop.
Make turns for 0.
Whoa! There he goes. Yeah, that was a powerful torpedo. Holy shit. We'd be in serious trouble if we got hit by that. Right. Take us back down, please. 10 knots. Set depth
Make
to
Conn
100
sonar.
feet.
We are cavitating.
Get to watch the submarine dive. There it goes. Just like that. Below the waves.
Conn maneuvering. Making turns for
Awesome.
0 knots.
Right, let's get out of here. Leave combat. Grisha and Kazbek both sunk. Good to hear you intercepted and destroyed the replenishment resources. Keep up the good work. Further orders to be transmitted on the downlink. Another medal for us. The Secretary of the Navy takes great pleasure in awarding the Navy Commendation Medal to Commander Quebec, Commanding Officer of the USS Archerfish. Hopefully I don't do that on the day. USS Archerfish, SSN 678, for meritorious service while serving as Commanding Officer of the USS Archerfish, SSN 678. Quebec's numerous accomplishments, inspiring leadership and steadfast devotion to duty are keeping in the highest traditions of the United States service. Naval service, even. Cool. Let's continue on then. Okay, warships retreat, 15th of December. NATO warships and submarines have taken up several new strategic positions, including some around the Norwegian Sea, in response to significantly reduced naval activity from the Soviet side. Sources close to the Pentagon say that the war is taking a heavy toll on enemy naval operations and their supply lines continue to be heavily strained. Recent NATO gains at sea have decreased the number of warships needed to maintain control in several regions. Many vessels from these regions have been rapidly reassigned to escort duties to better protect convoys carrying much needed arms, armour and men from the United States to the United Kingdom. Excellent. Tactical situation. Perfect. Return to Holy Loch, Scotland and for repairs and replenishment. Continue. Let's get out of here. We've got to get to Holy Loch and rearm and repair. It's good shit. I wonder if Denmark will fall. Normally Denmark falls. Fucking Danes. Not able to stand on their own 2 feet. God damn it. Cool, we'll pull in, we'll rearm, and we'll save this campaign, ready for next time. There we go, we arrive at Holy Loch. USS Commander Quebec, of the USS Archerfish. We have sunk 95,000 tons on our journey out. Patrol outcome. You and your XO proudly send the rest of the crew ashore for some days of rest after your outstanding mission performance. The Admiral's office then invites you for a personal debrief and a toast. Excellent. Pretty damn good. Not too bad, Martin, alive, thank you. How long has this been going? We're actually about to tie it off there. We're actually about to finish. So, a large landing force leaving Archangels. Okay, so we'll do that next time then. Oh, here we go. Someone else has fallen. Norway attacked. This morning, Warsaw Pact troops crossed the border into Norway. Spearhead divisions surged directly towards major bridges, railway crossings and airfields in what seemed to be a well-prepared and orchestrated attack. Witness reports of helicopter disposed anti-personnel mines all over the populated areas around northern Norway have caused an international outcry, with several heads of state around the globe demanding an immediate ban on their use. Thank you very much to Azon. 88, thank you very much, sir. Twitch Prime. NATO and Warsaw Pact forces seem to be evenly matched. Both sides are making frantic efforts to gain the initiative. The Battle of the Atlantic is currently unresolved as both NATO and Soviet task groups of considerable strength keep each other tied in a state of mutual area denial, according to the US Secretary of the Navy. Interesting. So we need to reload still. So, what was our outfit before? So we took that, one more of those, and then the rest are torpedoes, like so. So we reload here, like that, reload him like that, and then we take him as that, and that's our outfit. 14 hours in port is not too bad. So, that is it from myself. Oh dear, stretch. That's cool, yeah, sort of pretty much, yeah, we're coming to the upper end of what I like to do in sort of a single session, which is about 3 hours. Because basically, if you stream for like 10 hours or whatever, sure, okay, more people can drop in and out live, but it basically puts people off watching the VOD, because who wants to watch like a 10-hour VOD? Who has time to watch a 10-hour VOD? Nobody has time for that. So if you can try and keep it anywhere between sort of, as an absolute minimum, an hour and a half, and 3 hours, it makes the VOD pretty easy watching. It's like some people, you can sit down and watch a 3-hour VOD if you want. You can sit down and watch a 3-hour film. You can watch a 3-hour VOD if you're so inclined. So yeah, that's where I'm going to love you and leave you then. So I'm going to pass you on to SWAT Night. I believe just started streaming. Let me see who's up and about at the moment. Yes, SWAT Night has just started playing War Thunder. I believe he's playing the tanks rather than the aircraft. Oh no, he's got a bit of a mix, so that's all good. So I'm going to pass you on to SWAT Night. Again, I hope to catch you all either tomorrow or this evening. And yeah, take care. Have a nice day. And toodaloo, as it were. Bye-bye.